Audio, audio. No doubt, for sure. Audio, for sure. There we go. Make sure I got some audio up in his. Mm-hmm. Nah. What is this? What's up, Brian? How you doing, bud? Wolvie's back to his no good undercutting bullshit. Hell with these lames out here. I don't kiss nobody's ass. Damn it, man. Tequila ain't no good. Stop messing with that. Fish out. Anyway. Woohoo! Brian said he knows what that is. They can have that shit. I don't even care about my other channel anymore, to be honest with you. The kind of people that are attached out here to these panels are not the ones, they're not the bulk of my subscribers. Maybe about 60 of them are. The rest of them are not the bulk of my subscribers, man. Fuck these people out here, man. Fuck them. They got their little shit going. It ain't nothing but a little mind-bending, gaslighting pieces of shit that sits and points fingers at each other, argues over a meaning of a word that don't even matter, uses tools against each other to hurt each other and threaten to throw each other in jail, or the threat of losing your mind or your sanity. For what? For what? A bunch of two-timing, backstabbing, gaslights, and fucking Democrat pieces of shit. That's what they are. Liberal, socialist motherfuckers. Let's just call them what they are, man. That's what they are. And I can't wait, because they're going to get exactly what they got coming. I can't wait when these totalitarians they put in office take their ass. I can't wait. I'm going to sit back. When I watch my country burn, I'm going to watch them motherfuckers go down, and I'm going to watch these motherfuckers, the same motherfuckers that they voted for, come out and kill them all. I can't wait. That's going to be, I'm going to have a cigar sitting here. Yeah, I remember that motherfucker. Yeah, look at this shit burning down. Know why? Yeah. You know why my block's still alive? Because we were fucking for the worker. We're for capitalism. We're for fucking, keep what you earn, not take what you keep. You know what I'm saying? You take what you keep, you ain't no good. Fuck you. You earn what you keep. And anybody that would think that you could pick on the weak and think that karma ain't coming back to you, you're fucked in the head. That's all I got to say. I can't wait to watch you motherfuckers burn, because your day's coming and you're going to burn in hell for it. I can't wait. I know it. My wisdom tells me the 51 years I've been here, I might be wrong about a lot of different things I've seen in my past. I might have even done some wrong things. But my heart was never in the wrong place as much as these motherfuckers that I see out here that call themselves Americans, that live in America, that are watching half these bitches out here on this fucking internet could easily go over there or for them to join their own military. let alone join somebody else's to make somebody else or put your ass on the line for somebody else instead of yourself all the time. I think if I was 20, 30 years old, I'd probably do it, especially in the climate that we're in right now. If I wasn't fit, I know where to take out a lot of my aggression. Yep. Unfortunately, that's not going to work for me. But I'd love to see fuckers fucking go and just. I mean, I can't believe. Can you believe motherfuckers literally went to Saudi Arabia and to Iraq to join ISIS against their own fucking country, but they won't help democracy? What kind of pieces of shit is in this country? They're too busy race baiting, trying to take out the white power when these square ass fucking, I call them squares, man. Other people have different names for them, like white supremacists and shit, but I call them squares. They think they know something because they have a little intelligence, but they don't have no wisdom behind their intelligence. I know who they are. They're very naive people. Very naive. And when they continue to be naive and all they worry about it, I had a motherfucker tell me the reason why he didn't vote for Trump was because they was going to take his 401k. I'm like, are you fucking joking me? If anything, he strengthens it. So now, old Joe Biden's stealing your fucking 401k. He's raising your gases. He's raising your fucking, every fucking thing is sky high. And he's a wartime president that ain't doing shit for us. Y'all think we were in a better place 18 months ago than we are now? After COVID? Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe even 5 months after COVID. We were in a better place then than we are now. We were safer then than we are now. These motherfuckers we're taking cuts to our military right now as oligarchs and these communists are looking and smiling at this shit. Every time we cut our budget, the motherfuckers go back to their masters. Hey, look what they did. The stupid fucking hunkies. Oh my God. Y'all think I'm crazy? Okay, bet. Oh my God, you arrogant pieces of shit. Okay, Peachy, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm not good company anyway. I'll probably bring you down anyway. Well, we ain't feeling too good these days. So I'm better off staying right where I belong. My safe zone right here. People want to listen, they can come in. If they want to come up, they can come up. Just leave the host alone. Don't fuck with the host or you get kicked. Don't fuck with any of my peoples because you'll get kicked. Don't fuck with each other or you'll get kicked. I ain't having that fucking bully fucking, sipping for each other bullshit. What's right, what's wrong, what's wrong. So what if somebody makes a mistake on how they, represent themselves? Oh, well, big deal. Who gives a shit? If they didn't hurt you and they didn't cut you and if they didn't disrespect you, leave them the fuck alone. Sick people that that are coming on these panels, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. And as a matter of fact, don't set them up to fail. I've done it several times where somebody come up on my panel, knowing their state of mind, I would ignore them and Ignore anything that anybody said about him so nobody would disrespect him. Because I know that's how people are out here. They'll disrespect you. You know, and people have the audacity to say, okay, it's okay as long as you represent yourself in a fashion through manipulation and tools that some people are either ignorant or don't know or can't afford to do some of these things to troll people back with, right? So what happens is they turn your mic down, they don't let the truth get out, and they sit for each other. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. To me, I don't care how a person's really representing themselves because that's what the law does to us. And that's a gigantic gavel coming down on a gigantic hammer coming down on a small gavel. And that just ain't fair. It's not fucking fair, man. So while they're sitting around here playing games, trying to put each other in jail, getting each other swatted on the Wolverine show, you don't got to worry about that. Wolverine might talk shit back to them because I got myself caught up with them because I didn't know how they were cut to begin with. But I'll just say this. I'll say this for the record. Wolverine always lied back to them. I constantly lied back to them. Here's the catch, though. Lied back. That's the difference. I lied back to them. So now I become a liar amongst liars, right? Because I lie and I lie myself back as I honestly went into their shit, being honest with the best capabilities that I could be honest with. And then I find out these fuckers are gaslighting me, manipulating me, trying to take what they think is weak down. They think I'm weak, they'll take me. How you doing, Peachy? Hello, audio. Peachy, what's happening?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, hold on just a second. I'm trying to get something situated here. How are you doing today?
I'm straight. I'm straight.
I'm not sure if my camera's working or not. So what's going on? What's new?
Sitting back, chilling, man, just watching the world burn.
Man, the iPhones are just not. They haven't perfected the iPhones and these freaking panels yet.
Yeah.
They just haven't.
StreamYards, I forgot to read that. They were doing something with iPhones. There is something different, but I didn't read it. Ooh, look at the land.
Yeah, we've got I'm living here on my dad's property. I've moved. This is not where I grew up, but I moved when I got sick and with cancer, and I've had to rely on family. So I've been on a long-term disability.
Can you say that again? YouTube did it split.
No, this is not my. This is my family's property. This is my dad's property, but I've had to rely on my family since I've been sick with cancer, and I don't have any shame in that because I try to, it doesn't make. That's what I was trying to tell some people. Living together. Do you make agricultural because of the tax of the write-off? 24 babies right now, and then adult goats we have probably 22.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So just under 40.
Yeah,
maybe
just
42.
under something like that, 42, 45
wow.
or something. Yeah,
That's
and
still
we
a
sell them.
responsibility, man.
Yeah, they're all our pets. We don't eat them, and my dad doesn't sell them to be eaten. So he vets people out. Like we've had people come by and they want to buy goats. It's springtime, and we've got all these babies, and they're so damn cute.
Yeah.
But we've got chickens and roosters. These are guinea fowl. They're real loud.
You know what I like about farms and stuff like that and animals? The animals are evolving, and you see how they help each other out. Have you seen that?
Oh
You've
yeah.
seen how they like adapt to each other, like a bird and a dog, or a cat and a mouse, or maybe a sheep and a raccoon or something. I've seen all kinds of things online that has kind of blew my mind, about
Yeah.
animals and how they come to each other's aid, and I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely. And it's therapeutic. That's why I try. I try to. Let me turn my camera. Maybe that'll be better. Here we go.
Oh
I
yeah,
try to.
awesome shot. There you go.
Yeah, I try to spread the cheer with the animals. Because it's so
Yeah,
therapeutic. I mean, I
yeah,
like to watch. I like to watch people pet their animals on panel. They open up the cameras and they pet their cats and their dogs, or show their
yeah,
birds, or whatever they have. And I enjoy watching that because it's just a lot more, especially if it's a drama filled panel, and it's just it eases the tension. So anyway, I don't do
yeah,
panels like that panel that you came up on. I got
yeah,
frustrated with.
yeah.
I was on another panel. It was Slow Burner's channel, and I got frustrated because I couldn't get out what I wanted to say, and I said, "Fuck it, I'll just go on my own panel," and
Yeah,
and that's what
that's
I
how you do
did.
it.
That's the panel that you came up on, but I don't. I used to do those panels, and I just don't do them very often anymore.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you.
hey, there you are.
Yeah,
There you are. I,
yeah.
I listen. I listen to you some, and I've seen your wife, and I know you're a family man, and I'm so sorry that you've been through everything that you have been through. You're a survivor. You have.
But what's wrong with me is I'm a prick, man, because I can't handle the pain. I took myself off the fucking the the palliative care, and I'm going against doctor's advice because I just feel like that shit's just rotting out my brain, and
What, the
but
pain medicine?
yeah, but there is no other recourse for me. They made that for people like me to cope
Yeah,
until I die. It's
yeah,
that simple. They
yeah.
can't do nothing for me. I'm a
Can I ask
miracle
you?
of
Can I ask
modern
you a personal
science.
question, man? Hey, let me jump out and come back in because the
All
volume.
right.
I know it's the volume on this iPhone, and let me see if
Yeah.
it'll help. I'll be right back.
All right.
And I got a question for you.
All right. Yeah, I haven't put on this outfit in about a year. Freaking new. All these outfits, I don't even wear them no more. Hey, slow burner, what's up? Just seeing you in here. Yeah, they are. Animals are just cool, man. Animals, they have this ability to um, get your mind off of things.
Okay,
Animals can like, yeah,
I think that's better.
animals can like distract you a little bit. They can
Yeah,
they can show you
uh,
something that if you just pay attention to nature, you can just on a beautiful day. If I had a backyard like that, I'd be out there watching my dog run, and I'd be underneath that shady tree right there.
yeah,
Or I can't stay too much in the sun because of all my burns, but,
yeah,
UV rays even go through your shit, and
yeah.
once you have third degree burns, you gotta
Dude,
watch your sun
dude,
exposure.
I've seen your burns.
Yeah,
I've seen your burns, and you're a survivor. You have a
yeah,
testimony.
yeah.
You have things to you could really, instead of, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not,
I
but
understand. I know what you're saying. I know.
and trust me, I have wasted a lot of time on knuckleheads on this platform when I could be talking to somebody that's gone through what I've been through, and that I could, give them my testimony and help people out, in other ways. And so,
I
and
did
you,
that for 4 years
yeah,
straight at DMC. I did it in 5 hospitals. I dedicated 8 hours a day for all 4 years, 5 days a
yeah,
week. And, I paid my dues down there,
yeah.
and
I
I
hear you.
gave back to society,
I hear
and,
you.
I educated myself,
Yeah,
and I surrounded people with people just like me,
yeah.
and then COVID happened,
Yeah.
and it just fucked us up. Now, I got to be careful with COVID, man. Every time you say COVID, the bots start coming in. So I'm
Well,
telling you,
look. Hey, look. Look, look.
I just got another strike on a strike. So
Hey, look.
because I released a video that was just under a year old and released it back into my shit. Got rid of I'm restructuring everything on my
Yeah.
channels because I'm going to put all the cop watches. I'm over in cop watch. I'm going to put downriver transparency for downriver, everything that happens within the 9 cities in the downriver area. And then Wolverine transparency. I'm going to straight up government. I'm going to start going to Lansing with that shit. And, keeping an eye on and doing interviews with our senators and our legislators. That's what I want to do. I wanted to anyway, but I don't know if it's going to work out for me.
Well,
that was my plan. Hey, there's a goat. Let me see the goat.
Yeah, I should have brought some carrots out here. I need to go back and go back up to the house and get some carrots for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what kind of personality, I've never been around goats long enough to even understand them, but what kind of a personality they have, or individuality they have?
It depends on if you're loving to them. Like there's Tiny, that's Tiny Tina there. If you're loving, here's Patches. Okay, for example, Patches. Look at him. He come right up to me. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I bottle fed him the first couple of weeks of his life.
Yeah.
And so if you get him young, there's that Patches. There's that baby.
He's chill. He's just chill then.
Yeah, he's chill.
Yeah, check him out.
Yeah. They make good pets, but if you have to, just like cats and dogs, you have to get them when they're young and give them lots of cuddles and pets and things. And that Patches is something else. He's a sweetie pie. Yeah. He's my sweetie pie. He's my boy. That's my boy. Cool. Yeah, he's a good boy.
What's the temperature out there today?
He's only about 5 weeks. And then we've got 2 babies. We got about 22 babies that are about 5 weeks. And then we got 2 babies that are about 7 days old. And they are the sweetest. And you'll see them in just a second.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
So they're all pretty friendly to you, overwhelming, right? I mean, they come up to you. These goats, do they know the people? I mean, you interact with them. I mean, like your dad, they interact with him a little more, don't they? Or is he too
interact with my dad?
Walk out there? Yeah.
You
know how they're coming up to you and sitting, just kind of being.
Yeah, because I think I have carrots.
Timid with you, or not timid, but the opposite of timid. So.
Yeah. But one thing is because I've been like some of the shy ones, I've been trying to get a hold of because I don't want them to be as shy. So I've been getting them. Carrots. So that's one reason why they're coming up to me. So they can be as wild or as tamed, as domesticated as you want them to be, right?
Have you ever seen them pissed? You ever seen one really mad and pissed? What do they do when they get pissed off?
When they get pissed off,
yeah,
they'll headbutt each other. With because a lot of them have horns.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you think we got 20? We got here. There's that Patches following me. We've got 22 babies that are his size, and we have.
Yeah.
I don't know where the smallest ones are, but God Almighty, Wolverine, the smallest ones are so freaking cute. I mean, they are cute.
Yeah. Are they walking? Got their eyes open and shit?
Yeah, I mean, when they're born, dude, when they're born, they have their hooves, they have bottom teeth. I mean, they're ready for the world. They can walk, they can run. They're ready for the world.
That's a head start right there with bottom teeth. Shit.
Yeah, man, they're ready to tackle the world. Yeah, it's amazing. It is. This is my boy right here. He's special. That's my Patches. That's a good voice.
You said you had a question.
What's that?
You said you had a question earlier.
Oh, I do have a question. And it's personal. You don't have to answer if you choose not to. Oh, here's the little bitty babies. I might have to. Where is your pain when you have pain? Where is it?
Well, it's over 80% of my body. When you have deep scarring. Have you ever been cut on before? You ever had
What's
any
that?
surgeries?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
had
you've
I
been cut on, right?
yeah, I'm fighting metastatic bone cancer.
Okay, so did they cut on you and take?
Yeah,
You
I got my breast removed, and
okay,
I had
so you
plastic surgery. So yeah,
now imagine that feeling that you feel like in the wintertime. You know how that you get the degenerate going on in your ligaments and your blood flow is not too well,
yeah.
and
Can you turn
then
your volume up just a little bit? Do you mind?
oh my god, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's my iPhone.
I'm the loudest guy around in town according to everybody else. But anyway, all right, I'll turn it
I'm
up.
trying to catch these newborn babies.
All right, audio. All right, yeah. Can you hear me better now? Audio.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
All right. So yeah, yeah. The scarring is really deep and it's all over. I have like a incision on my right side where they had to cut all the way down
Yeah,
to start to peel my skin off that way, all the
yeah.
way this way. That way they can put the skin graft on, put the skin grafts on. So it was crazy. That scar tissue goes at least about 3 inches deep in me.
So
So
you have, so you have pain. You have pain where your scar tissue is.
everywhere there's scar tissue, and I got scar tissue all over my body. I got exit
Right.
wounds. I got
Yeah.
it's just I feel like a 70-year-old grouchy man.
Yeah.
I wake up, the first thing I do is I wake up, I feel like ah that's the first thing I
Yeah.
hear in my head, but I roll through it. I'm as long as I'm around calm people that are not trying to put their foot in my ass, I think I'd be okay.
Yeah.
And my wife tells me to throw this computer away, but I don't know. I for some
Well,
reason I keep it.
I think that I've been around with a lot of people. My background is with special education and physical education with
Mm-hmm.
elementary through high school, but I have a lot of most of my teaching and coaching has been high school age, middle school, high school age. The special ed kids can age out at 22 in special education, right?
Mm-hmm.
And special education is different these days. I mean, it doesn't mean like people are really, really challenged. It can mean that, a kid that has problems with math or English or is
Yeah.
dyslexic, kids that are going to college need, support. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, with, I know quite a bit about TBI, traumatic brain injury, and it does change people. And I don't know if your wife would, if your family has said, yeah, Wolverine, he used to be this way, and now he's this way. Did it change you? Did it change your personality? Did it change your attitude? Did it change your temper? And if so, how
Yeah, I got a little ornerier. Um she'll tell you I'm a little ornerier, a little bit more stubborn
yeah,
in my ways, but that's about it.
right.
As far as my heart, as far as surrendering, as far as like receding, de-escalating, or any type of issue that her and I ever have, which we hardly have any. Since my daughter like moved out of the home and moved into her own house, we got her
Mhm.
apartment, and I go get my granddaughter like maybe 5 or 6 times a month, but and that's when everything's going good over there. So, and she feels comfortable of letting her stay with us for a little while. But yeah, ever since she's moved out, the stress. See, I don't know if you have any kids. You got any kids?
I do not have kids.
All right. Well, I've learned this the hard way, and I didn't know that girls in this time and age was way, way worse than bringing up a boy. Um,
They can be. Yep.
well, I sheltered her. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
sheltered her. I protected her. I kept her away from bad influences, and basically, I took her ability to judge her own character, and I had to man up to that and say, "Damn, I should have just like laxed up a little bit because now when she went into rebel mode, and every kid does. I don't care who you are, from the least to the minimum to the max. However they do it, they do it. I went like almost to the max when I rebelled. So the she's not as bad, nowhere near as bad as I was when I was her age, but she showed me. I mean, there's something you can't stop them from getting pregnant. You can't stop them. You can't. It they got to do that.
Right.
And it that just brings up, if you're trying to say, look, you got to get your life together before you start having kids. I know you're going to fall in love. I know he's going to tell you everything you want to hear. Okay, you can't buy that shit, man, because you're going to end up busting your ass at home by yourself with that kid while this guy's out fucking around doing whatever he wants to do. All right,
Yeah.
and that's how it usually goes. All right, well, that's the way I seen it. Not too many of my friends were like me. That. See, my wife a long time ago, about maybe 18 years ago, gave me an ultimatum and said, "Listen, it's me and your daughter, or that lifestyle."
Yeah.
And that was an easy lifestyle change for me. That was the easiest thing for me to do, because I'll always pick her. I'll always pick my family. So I picked my family, and I watched the people that I used to hang out with. I watched them dying over the years. I've been watching them dying, and my wife was pointing out, you see that, you see that. There you go. Now, I'd say thanks, babe. Thank you for pulling me out of that shit.
Yeah.
So she saved me from a lot of shit.
Yeah.
She really did.
Yeah. That's cool. That's well, I hope that you can get your pain under control. And I would say with this YouTube business, just you know how to take care of your family comes before YouTube and shit,
Yeah.
and I've seen I'm single. I've been single for a little while. I did have I have a husband. He was my husband, right? And I have an ex that really helped me through. We still talk. He really helped me through this cancer business. We helped each other, right? And
Yeah.
we're still real close and we still talk. But
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. But
So you're saying your relationship is strictly platonic, right?
yeah, it
Well,
is.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it
Okay. Yeah.
is. I mean, I when we split, I really didn't talk to him for quite a while, like 2.5 years or something.
Yeah.
And his granddad died, who's like a father to him, and I was with him for that, going through that, and that was just recently. And but I felt like he helped me through a really, really, I mean, the hardest time of my life. I was fighting for my life. I mean, I'm at stage 4 cancer. I mean, it's my breast cancer spread to my bones, and I'm doing pretty well now. I'm still on chemo and stuff, but I'm doing pretty well. But yeah, so we're platonic
So
and we
you're on
talk.
palliative care too, then, right?
Well,
Are
I
you
don't know
are
what
you
you
in
kind of
palliative care?
explain what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Palliative care means you're in hospice.
No, no, I'm
I've been
not.
on hospice for 3 years.
No, I'm not on hospice. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not on
I'm just
hospice.
able I'm just
Yeah,
able to surprise people and get up and walk around with the pain.
yeah,
See, if I do without pain medication, all you gotta do is take my blood pressure. Okay. Boom, sky high. All
yeah,
right. You give me the pain medication, blood pressure, boom, just drops, and it's straight. And the heart regulator, it's
yeah.
because my heart stopped 11 times.
I know,
And
dude. It's a miracle you're alive.
yeah,
It is a true miracle, and I know, man. I respect your
that's
wife,
why I
your
know
kids,
God's
your
real.
man.
I
I know
know
your
He
wife has
is.
been by your side through all of that, and mad respects, and That's what family does for each other. That's what we do.
Yeah,
But this YouTube business, it can get so toxic. The drama
it
can
is
be so
toxic.
toxic that it affects not only person that's in all of it, but the family as well, that has nothing to do with YouTube. So I've had to be careful with that as well. Even though where I was going with that is, even though I'm single and I don't have kids, I still have responsibilities to my family. my
Yeah,
mom my mom is still alive, but she doesn't live. My mom and dad have been divorced for a long time, but they're both elderly. They both are elderly, and so I have a lot of responsibility towards both of them. But
Yeah.
anyway, but don't my plight would, to be try to everyone to try to be to spread cheerfulness and love
Yeah.
when we can, and that's what I
Yeah.
try to do with these animals, and just come up here and not start any drama. And I went up on Rebel's channel, and I don't have much to do with Rebel, but I,
Oh boy.
open up my camera, showing him the tiniest babies, and because I brought them in the house, and just spreading some cheer. And
Believe it or not, Rebel, he came into my chat one or come up on my screen one day and my stream, excuse me, and he was very respectful,
yeah,
and he just asked me a question. Was that you
yeah,
disrespecting me over there? And I'm like, well, no. I says that's why I was over there cussing them out because they're using my logo and
yeah,
and trying to gaslight me and all that other shit. He said, "Oh, that's all I wanted to know, man. I
yeah,
apologize for and I said, no, you can stay, you can stay." And just in case, because he was known for doing it, I just stopped the stream and let him talk.
yeah,
I let him. We talked for about maybe 20 minutes, and
yeah.
he
That's
he.
good.
I mean, he seems like he could be a decent person if he wants to be, and I think that what happens is people get knee deep into this corrosive bullshit,
Yeah,
and that it's called corrosive control. As
yeah.
corrosive behavior is what it is.
It
They
is. It
trap,
is.
they trap, they trap their victim to make them think that they have to justify something, continue to gaslight them,
You know,
and
can
it's
I?
sad.
I tell you
It's
what
just
really.
sad, and
Can
I fall for it every time. I
Can I
fall
tell
for it
you
every
what?
time.
What? Lot of you guys. I don't know how many's in your chat, but uh, this side with your channel, probably some of the people that follow you may not know me too much, but I've been in the community for about 3 years, right? And
Yeah,
so I started filming the cops and some government buildings. I've been arrested twice. I've been arrested in downtown Atlanta in a courthouse, and I've been arrested filming the George Floyd protest. Right, it was past curfew. Got arrested then, and so I've been through some shit too, and I've been attacked by security guards and fucking shit, bruised and all that bullshit. I've been through some shit.
yeah,
And this is all the while of I quote trying to take care of myself, but yet doing a little bit of filming what I could.
yeah.
um but what really, and I've been caught in the drama. I mean, what's really helped me probably over the last year is unsubbing to people. And then I've heard somebody say, what you think of me is none of my business, and that's really true. It's like my nastiest person who trolls me, they don't like me, what they think of me is none of my business. So at
Right.
that point, I started unsubbing the negativity, unsubbing those people. I quit
Mhm.
worrying about what people had to say about me, and I just try to act my best through actions, not by my words, but through my actions.
Well,
And that,
anybody could
yeah,
say pretty much anything they want.
yep,
They can cuss me out. They can say anything, but there's one thing that everybody knows that I'm not gonna put up with anymore, and I'll be damned. And I used to run with the crew back in the day
yeah,
that, and that's why my wife tells me, "See, you see what I saved you from because she's watching them die." But they are real MFers, and they're very multicultural people. They're down with the game still. And if it ain't about money, it ain't about shit. But I'll be damned if they would allow anybody to call them a snitch,
yeah,
especially with what they know. And I'm
yeah,
out here on these streets, and if the wrong person hears that, knowing what I know, they'll be like, "Hey, what you doing about that?" I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
nothing." "Oh, really? So are you?" I mean, even though, I don't like going into the troll things. Like I said, using tools to find out who they are, getting in the community, getting on Facebook, getting on Messenger, finding one, you find them all. Okay. It's easy. I can do that. But my problem with that is I might act on it because I'm winding down, and
Yeah.
people like me, you might want to think twice before you start talking to people that have no
Well,
idea
but you got to slow your roll, though. You
I
got
know I
to
could be a prick. I know that I could be
you
a
got to
prick right
slow
back. I know it. I ain't
slow
lying.
that
I ain't
roll
lying.
a little bit.
I just think that people think, your weakness is and makes you weak to the
You can't
ability
join
to,
them though.
you
I
know.
mean, but because once you join that kind
You're
of
right.
behavior, you become them.
I know. You become what you hate. I used to say that
You
all the
become
time.
what you hate. That's right.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's your journey, Wolverine. It's your journey
Yeah.
through this. It's my journey. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different testimony, and that's it. At the end of the day, that's it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you go. And
You don't
hey,
have to
Patrick,
worry about people, whatever they're saying in the chat, man. I ain't judging you, Peachy. All right. I don't even know you. I will, if anything, I have my own judge of character, and
no, it's okay.
I see this as a positive. I don't care what you've done negative. You didn't hurt me. You haven't disrespected anybody I know. As far as that means anything to me. So as
Well,
far as
trust
I'm
me.
concerned,
Listen. That might have upset me back in the day, but no more because I have a lot of good people who I associate with,
uh,
and they outweigh the good people outweigh the bad. And I have to say
uh,
this too: YouTube has made me a better person. It's made
as
me less judgmental. It's made me less judgmental because
it's just the opposite.
you have to get along. You're around people that you normally wouldn't be around, like the dredges of fucking society. But you have to be less. I'm less judgmental. I'm more patient. I'm more forgiving, and and it's made me a better person, and that's what it's done. So, and that's my journey. It's made, and if YouTube and going through all this shit, if it hasn't made you a better person, then that's on you.
It well, opinions vary, man. They
Yeah,
go up, they go
yep,
down, and some people have
yep,
good experiences. Some people have learning experiences. Some people refuse to learn from it because,
yep.
and all I've seen, all right,
Uh-oh, the audio went. Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah,
you see how that lights up? It's because it bumped my knee. It does that to
yeah,
me every time. And I'll go on somebody's shit and be like, we can't hear you. I'll be like, why are you trolling me? Because I don't see
yeah,
my thing. And I had to learn the hard way on that. So, but anyway,
yeah.
my
But no, I mean, I
just
don't. I
wrapping
mean,
it up.
used
Just
to,
wrapping
I
up.
would get upset and I may call out somebody in the chat, but no more. I don't, and I don't. It doesn't bother me anymore. So I have
Yeah.
thicker skin, thankfully.
Oh, I don't care about all that other. I made some really good points that I feel that are valid to me, and I have to live with me at the end of the day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And
That's
and my point is, um, I got labeled with something because of somebody else that did all kinds of gaslighting and lying and twisting the facts. Give 5% truth and 95% lie behind it. And I end up coming, I don't want to say victim to it, but I come a target over it. And people have come to me and told me, yeah, we came in, and they've admitted it. And they said, yeah, we came in with the squad because you did this and you did that. Well, yeah, it was because I was defending myself. But 5 minutes before, that person took a poke at me when there was no blood in the water. They caused the blood to go in the water, then everybody else smelt the blood. And that's how that rolled with me. I
yeah.
really did not deserve what the fuck happened over there. And it was all because I'm a
I
backstabber.
don't know. I
So
don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
no,
I mean, you're.
I'm just stating it for the record. I don't want to go back into it, but
I got
I'm
you.
telling you the truth. What I just
Right.
said, I will die on because I know it's the truth. And
Well, Patrick, I'm not
and
leaving you.
then it was perpetuated to me. I exacerbated it with more stupidity and did exactly what they did. Gaslighted back, talk shit back, and I'm not gonna sit here and not own that because I did do that. I ain't gonna lie, I did do that
Yeah.
because that's the endless circle of deceit.
Yeah. Well, I try to be a
So
better person than
it
what I
just
was
keeps going.
yesterday. Wolverine, did you hear me?
Oh, good.
Did you hear
That's
me?
awesome. Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
I
you
try
wanted
to
to
be a
be a
better
better
person than I
person.
was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we can. That's all we can hope for. Come on, Patrick. And now he's crying
Yeah.
like, where is everyone?
You want some
His whole
carrots?
Yeah, I need to go up and get some
You
carrots.
guys grow your own? You guys grow them or what?
We used to. My grandmother was alive. She had a big garden here, and we did. My dad would plant it, but it was too much. It's too much of an area to plant with,
Yeah.
because the garden it's been there for a long time, the designated space for that garden, and just
Yeah.
for the amount of people that we have here, it's too much garden, right?
Have you thought
So
about
he's
getting
done it, but
somebody? Have you thought about
was
getting
that
somebody in the neighborhood, like to say, "Hey,
yes, we
man,
need to do that,
if you guys did that and just say, go out and plant all that stuff, you guys can help
yeah,
yourself anytime. Just yeah, everybody
exactly,
help in. Come every other day, de-weed it.
yep,
Put water where it needs to be watered, and
yep.
well,
Either do
and
that,
that's
or we just need to do much smaller sections of fruits and or vegetables. But
yeah.
my dad bought Harlequin ducks, and we've had predators. These are guinea fowl. These are guinea
Hmm.
fowl right here. But we've had a predator come in and kill our ducks. So
Oh boy,
yeah, it's probably
was it a
coyotes.
fox? What is it?
Foxes
Uh,
or coyotes. I'm not sure what's getting
Now
them, but I know.
sometimes
Huh?
you know what I seen in the city here.
Yeah.
We have ducks down there, and I watched one of them fawns come down and attack it and kill it and eat it right there.
Wow.
I never seen that before. They're not the hawk. They're the ones below it that eat the pigeons. They released thousands of them in Detroit to get rid of the pigeon population because
Yeah.
the pigeon crap was just decimating everything and
Yeah.
decaying everything. And
Yeah.
it
It will.
causes asbestos. It hurts your lungs. It kills you. It causes
Yeah.
diseases. So they said, you know what? Just I've seen houses condemned because of it. Because these pigeons will some come and sit on their shit and coo all day long, and just
Now
mess their
see, I
stuff
don't
up.
know. Okay, now I see one duck over here, but man, it's sad because we had five, right? We had
Yeah.
five, and then we're down to freaking two. And then my dad drove tens of miles to pick up two other ducks, and
Gobble,
now
gobble,
our
gobble.
duck is gone. So we, you know, we were four,
How do
and
you
now we.
have you seen any evidence of like feathers or
Yes, we have.
okay, so
We
there it
have,
is.
and
There it
it's
is.
like
Damn it, man. Damn it, man.
yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know what to. We don't. And he's built this pond. He's trying to protect them, right?
Yeah.
But really, I think
Yeah.
the only thing that we're going to be able to have to do is put the ducks up in the chicken coop at night. I
What
think
about
that's the
pup? You guys got what would be perfect for that land?
what
A Presa Canario Mastiff.
a
He'll
what?
protect that. A Presa
Oh, a
Canario
mastiff.
Mastiff. Make him an
Yeah,
outside dog. Make sure he has got a really nice uh, insulated house. Try to keep them as warm as possible. Don't let them in because once they come in, they don't want to ever go out. But
they won't go.
I got a Presa Canario that I mean he's a giant pit bull. All right, that's what
Yeah,
they are. They got it.
yeah,
They're American pit, American um, let's see, American Bull, American Pit, and Mastiff, and they got the lockjaw, they got the they were made in Spain to protect the cattle from the wolves, so that would
yeah,
be awesome. That'd be that land right there. That dog will protect all of them, and he won't
yeah.
attack the birds. If anything, they'll develop a relationship.
Now these guinea fowls, they move around like you would think of like a school of fish moves around, or a
Okay,
flock of birds. They like
what am
they
I
like
looking at here?
yeah, they're guinea fowl. Yeah,
Hold up a second.
they're not pet friendly. They eat a lot of insects and ticks, and
Okay,
they're very loud. They can be very loud. Um, yeah. So, and we've
what do you
had
got? About a half acre there?
no, we've got about 10 acres.
Oh, 10 acres, all that. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
put your camera up and show the widespread there. Show the yeah. So all the from as far as you could see, you own all that. Your dad owns all
yeah,
that.
yeah. There's 10 acres.
Wow.
There's used to be a lot more until we sold. But you see some big houses this way.
Yeah.
That's a subdivision. and then there's big houses this way at another subdivision, and they're gated communities. Both subdivisions are gated communities.
Okay.
So we live in this one of the safest cities in the state of Georgia.
Okay. Okay.
So
Cool.
and I'm only about 35 miles from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So, how far are you from Smoky Mountains?
Not far from Smoky Mountains.
Really?
Um, Probably 2 3 hours maybe. Well, the Blue Ridge Parkway. I mean, we're close to not far from Tennessee, right? And
Yeah.
you have the Blue Ridge Mountains that run. Blue Ridge Parkway runs from Cherokee, North Carolina, up to Washington D.C. And man, if you want to I ride motorcycles too. I got my bike up there,
Yep.
but
Yep.
if you want to take a cool trip, go on the Blue Ridge Parkway up to DC, or take DC Blue Ridge Parkway to Cherokee, North Carolina, and God dang, it's beautiful.
Uh,
There's no commerce on it. It's all scenic highway. Every
uh,
bit of it scenic highway. Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
was thinking
beautiful.
about going to the Smoky Mountains. I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else lives around you? I think Dutchman, the Dutchman in here. Hey Dutchman, where you live at in Georgia, bro? He's been a subscriber for a while now. Um, he worked for he retired from a municipality.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen Dutchman, but I don't know that person. Yeah, but I'm a very passionate person. I've coached and I've taught school for over
Mhm.
16 years. And but
That
so
takes
I'm
patience. Being being a special ed teacher, that takes a lot of patience,
it takes a
man.
lot of patience. But I'm kind of like you though. When I get mad, I'm passionate. I'm passionate about the things I love, and I'm passionate when I get upset. you know,
Yeah,
so I'm a passionate.
yeah.
I'm kind of like you. You seem like you're a passionate guy, and
My language is just terrible though. That I know that I'm bad at it. I'm not gonna lie. I when and I know that my belief system fights itself all the time because I don't want to be like this. I don't. It's like if I don't put my Superman suit on, it's like they'll just they'll I'll be trotted underneath the foot of man, so I kind of balance that saber thing, I try not to lose my saber, but at the same time I give a little bit of away, and I sell myself short because of some of the shit that I say, and it comes full circle, and I'm just as bad as they are when I do it.
well,
I
you
know
know
that.
what? There's always repercussions of what we do and what we say. And
Yeah.
hey, I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm not naive. I don't ask other people to fight my battles. You know,
Oh, he's
when I
by
call out
Macon.
certain, what's that?
He's by Macon.
What's that?
He is the Dutchman. He says he's by Macon,
Oh, well,
Macon.
I used to. I was
Macon.
when I got sick, Dutchman. I was that way. I was that way, teaching and coaching, and I got sick, and I had to move back up here with my family. But I was in your area. Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys don't. You guys got any four wheelers on that land?
Uh, no, no. My brother has four wheelers.
What about shooting your guns? You guys shoot your guns off on your property?
I don't answer questions.
It's not illegal, is it? Is it
I,
illegal
I
to
have
do that?
a carry conceal permit, but
Well, even without it, I mean, like you go like down south in Mount Vernon. My mother-in-law had this valley, like
there's my motorcycle.
a mile valley, right, where you just you pull out your pistol and shoot at any time down at because you're about maybe 150 200 feet above ground,
Yeah,
where it
you
goes
can
to the
take me off
valley.
of full screen. I'm sorry to
Okay,
interrupt you. Yeah,
all as
thank
well.
you.
And the the valley is just awesome, man. You can just, I mean, the only bad thing about it floods, but
Yeah.
because the mountains are right behind her,
Well,
on the
we
other
don't
side of her. So
really shoot here because, well, to answer your question, Wolverine, we don't really shoot here because, well, there might be a few areas where we could do a backdrop and maybe shoot, but even though
gotcha.
with the acreage, we have homes that are,
That's a lot of
pretty close.
acres. It's you're not in a
What's that?
city. You're definitely not in a city with that money.
No,
10 acres is a lot of
you don't.
acres.
Hold on. You don't know that we're not in the city.
You
You
got
don't know
10
that we're not
acres
in
in a
city
city?
limits.
For
What's
real?
that? Yeah.
You got 10 acres inside of a city.
Yep. And
Wow.
the city, you can't build a house in the city let under 2 acres.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we have a lot of horse farms. We have a lot of mansions. We have professional athletes from Atlanta, from
Yeah.
different places. There's a lot of money. There's money this way.
I
Now,
got you.
to
I got you.
saying that to say this, um, I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, but with this property, my grandparents lived on this property when this
Yeah.
highway was a dirt road, right?
Yeah.
They were poor. My dad used to hitchhike here from here to Auburn University, you
Yeah.
know. So, my dad's a civil engineer. He's been a county uh, land surveyor. He's been a land developer in real estate, and so my dad's a cool dad. He's a good guy. He's very ethical, very moral. He's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
But he has what he has now because of the hard work. Because
Yeah.
his parents and being in this on this property, his parents, they were dirt poor growing up on this property. They farmed. I mean, my granddad used to sell watermelons on his back of his pickup truck. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Wow. So yeah, I'm assuming when your grandma was alive, she was seeding all that stuff, right?
that she was what?
Seeding all that, if you're talking about growing melons and shit, so you're
Oh
definitely
yeah, yeah,
doing a
yeah,
lot of
yeah. They're
seeding.
seeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
they grew the watermelons out of their garden. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they ended up getting a job with the school system in Fulton County. I won't say
Mhm.
exactly what,
I
but
got you. I got you.
yeah, and they both of them ended up getting jobs. But my granddad died in '84, and my
Mhm.
grandmother, she lived to be almost 96. So she's been gone for years, but it's not like she's been gone for 20 years or 30 years, So my grandmother's lived on three different places on this property. My grandmother has lived on three different. So each time she built up. She had a better home. Yeah. So my
Um,
grandmother, my grandmother was religious, and she's a really good lady.
well,
So
asking you a question real quick. Are you a woman of faith?
yeah, I'm a
Oh,
Christian. Yeah,
okay, all is well. Cool.
yeah.
And now that you said that, that's where my shame comes in. That's where, and this is something really cool. There's one thing I have learned, okay? In with what I believe in, um, I just thank God that I still have a conscience to own what I do and ask God to forgive me. And a lot of people say, that's sanctimonious. You go back to God and then you sin, or it's hypocritical. Well, number one, hypocrisy is in everybody. I don't care who you are. There's always something that God is not down with, and how we treat people, because that's why when he gave the example and spoke and laid it on man's heart and inspired him to say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, not as they do unto you. Major difference. um, Treat them the way you want to be treated, and I try to do that until I get attacked. And if that's a lot of people will, they will take down their stuff and they will see who took the jab, and I would come up with an overhand right, in my opinion. So
Well, I think sometimes we put too much emphasis on people who quote are attacking. I think we in our minds. I think it's much worse than what it is, and
you're right.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's really not. And I think about this too. I've had less heartache because I quit thinking about or being upset how people don't do as I would do or don't do as I would say, right? I quit being brokenhearted over, "Well, I can't believe I would have never done that. I can't believe they did that." When I stop with that rationalization, I've had less heartache because people won't do as I would do in my mind. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
They won't
you. I
do or
got
they
you.
won't
Yeah.
say. And when I've lowered my expectations and got where I don't give a crap,
Yeah.
it, I, I've been a lot better. I've been, my time on YouTube has been more. I've been happier, and I've been more at peace on YouTube probably over the last. Well, I quit this nonsense for. I mean, it's been not quite a year, but I've enjoyed it more, Wolverine. I've enjoyed it more
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
you know I pick and choose my battles. If I choose a battle to someone, then maybe I feel a certain way about it, and that's
Yeah.
what I did. I questioned something, and I knew there's going to be repercussions, and I took it. I didn't ask for anybody to help me, and I took it to my own channel, and whatever, it ended like it ended, but I
Yeah.
don't want to be.
I understand.
I don't want to do that every week or every day on YouTube. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, you're right. And when I come out and when I'm talked to and we get into conversations like this, I mean, you know, you there's a lot that I said here in owning everything that I have done. I'm not denying it. I'm not trying to. The only time that I do is when somebody and it trolls people when you know that you're lying to them. Okay. So they don't understand that I'm in their head because they're calling out something that's bothering them to raise their attention, to speak out something that aggravates them. Okay. So if I lie on purpose, which I have a lot, right? And I know it sounds some people would say, why bother? Well, because there's these people, they claim to be professional trolls, or they claim to have this high ground of not morality, but this sipping thing for each other, and people enjoy that. So they let them get away with it, and they give them passes because they think they are something. They're a legend in their own mind. So when I take up a lot of their space too, just like that one word does with me, and I'm not going to go into it, but it it that does take up some space in my mind because it
Well, you're
threatens.
taking up your by retaliating. You're taking up your own space, your own headspace, by
No, I
because
got you. I got
you're
you.
sacrificing because of what you're doing, trolling and lying as a troll. You're sacrificing your peace of mind and your headspace for negativity,
No,
and
I
then
got you. You're right.
yeah,
That
and
that that is
you know,
a
and you're
that is a
smart.
proper perspective. It's
Well, yeah.
proper.
Well, and the thing with me is that I'm a genuine person. I mean what I say and say what I mean. I don't troll. I don't lie to troll. I don't do any of that business. I know other people do, and that's your business. But I don't do that because I want to be out because I am who I am outside of YouTube, outside of this camera. If you meet me ever one
Yeah.
day, I am who I am, online and
S-
offline. And I
So
decided to. Yeah,
the
go ahead.
the truth was told from the very beginning for the people that paid attention. Okay. And there are a lot of people that has paid attention from the beginning. All right. And the truth was told. They said that I said that I'm after cancel culture and bad cops. That is my narratives. So in ordering to get cancel culture, I had to find out who was canceling people. So then I says, okay, I started it off very simple so I could show their bias. So I had to put a deception out there. And that deception was this, that I was a rich person, that I had money coming. And they automatically, people get so bitter and hateful and jealous. So if you say anything bad about them, they just fall right in line in the bandwagon, that tribal, disrespectful, dishonest gaslighting, intimidated, corrosive behavior that turns into a shit show every time. And that right there is what I'm trying to correct. So if I can identify it, that was my intention. If I can identify it, maybe some people would understand that they're attacking their brothers and sisters for the dumbest shit out here when we have an Orwellian totalitarian movement going inside this planet right now. And we're watching one of them dictators that fits all the qualifications of that dictator. And he started by gaslighting, using techniques of identity politics and using them to cancel people and to gaslight them. That is what he's doing. He actually has some people believing in his country that Ukraine is leaving people behind so they can use them as human shields. And it's just bullshit. That is one of the biggest bullshit and gaslighting lies I've ever heard from a dictator. All right. And I just, let alone what Justin Trudeau did when he's actually gotten people on high misdemeanor crimes for honking the horn and waving at truck drivers. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And that's just 22 miles east of me, PG. That's how close that is to me. All right. Don't think that attitude ain't inside Wayne County where I live. There's a lot of people that think that way. All right. And because they're bootlickers and they don't understand what true freedom is, they're going to fall for that dope fiend move one day. And unfortunately, we all fall because we're divided.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna bid you a farewell.
Okay.
And
Well, you're
I
welcome
try
back
not
anytime.
to I try not to talk. I don't talk politics online, but uh, thank you for
No,
having
I
me up.
understand. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I appreciate you having me up, and you're welcome on my channel. Anybody
Okay.
in the chat, my channel's open to everyone. So
All right. All is well.
I
Thanks for
haven't
coming
been
in.
filming much with a government accountability, but I like to get back to doing some of that. So I've
Hey, if
done.
you ever want to take a ride and hit Detroit City with me, let me know.
Yeah,
I'll get
hell
a couple
yeah,
of
I
my homies.
appreciate that. Hey, you know what the best thing about all this is that I could, Wolverine, I could go live right now and say I need help, and I
Yeah,
would have 100 people. I wouldn't have 1,000 or 300 or 500. I would have a good solid 100 in willing to help me, and I
that's
think
nice.
that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
I've
and
never
I
asked
think.
for help, so I don't. I even though it would be appreciated, I never asked for it because
Well, when there's times where you're almost arrested, or I
uh,
was just doing some hiking at Amicalola Falls, and I got kind of upset about what this person did. I need to condense this video and put it back out there.
yeah,
This, but these people were trout fishing, and I didn't. And this, it's not really a place to trout fish, but they have a pond there where there's Amicalola Falls, and I'll tell you
mhm,
about it real quick before I jump off. So anyway, I kind of got upset at this older man. He'd put a trout inside of a Kroger bag, right? Put it inside this bag,
yeah,
plastic bag, and set it like right beside my park bench, and it was just flopping, And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. It just kind of crawled all over me, right? I mean, I'm not part of PETA or any of that bullshit, but not that it's all bullshit, because it's not. I care about animals and creatures, but
yeah,
it kind of flew all over me. So I had my audience say, Peachy, just pack up, because I was eating lunch on the bench and watching people. And so I packed up, and I had filmed them. I'm going to say hi to social media, or I'm going to embarrass you or something. Something I said. And there was a son, his son was sitting there, and another lady was sitting there. The dad was standing, and the son and the daughter were sitting. And so I said, all right, well, say hi or whatever. And I took off, right? And I went to throw
yeah.
away my trash. When I turned around, that guy's son came up to me and said, I am a deputy sheriff. My name is such and such, and I don't give you permission to film me.
Wham. Yeah.
And he hit my wrist. He tried to take my phone from me.
So that's
And
battery.
so
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so this guy, and luckily I was, able to hold on to my phone. He probably would have thrown it in the pond. And so, and then he started walking away, and I followed him. And then he sat down somewhere, and I stood, and I don't know what I said to him. It was something. And I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. He says he's the police, and he just assaulted me. People were like, well, call the police, Peachy, call the police. I didn't know. So there was a call for help at that point. But
Yeah.
guess what happened?
Tell me.
The police arrived. They watched the replay on. They got on their internet and watched the replay. Heard the guy say, "I'm a sheriff. This is my name." He ended up being the ex cop who was impersonating a cop.
Oh, felony.
Yeah, and he was arrested.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, can you believe that shit?
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. Well, who would have thought he would have ran into somebody, not probably 100 miles, he would have found a First Amendment person that knows their rights, right? And that's going to stand up for themselves. And
I would have did a Christian dance, be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your love. I'd be looking at God. Thank you, Lord. Give it a thumbs up, y'all.
And his dad is shooting me the bird. I mean, I was there for a while because this is the thing. I asked for a supervisor because if he's a cop, then I didn't want him to get special treatment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I asked for a supervisor, and they said, well, our supervisor is like 30, 40 minutes away. And I said, and they're like, do you still want a supervisor? And I said, I do. Because at that point, I didn't know he wasn't a cop, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to get special treatment. But I would have to say I'm the only person, I would say, not that, I'm patting myself on the back. I'm just saying that I haven't heard of anyone having a ex cop impersonating a real cop arrested.
Yeah, that is something really cool to see when somebody's perpetrating on that level, and they get exactly what they deserve, I guess. I
Man, it was
mean,
crazy because you think, I didn't know. I don't like to call it cops, right? I don't. But when he said he
I don't
was a
like calling
cop,
our men either. I don't. I
yeah,
don't
I mean, when
enjoy
he said he was a cop and he, it was what a simple battery or whatever it was, and he tried to take my phone, he just scratched me a little bit. But once he said he was a cop, that was it. Now, if you were a regular citizen, I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that, but especially him
the
saying he was a cop.
the tyranny in my city was checked a long time ago. So there's very little tyranny going on in my city. So I thank God for that, because then I don't have to front myself off and have to go down there and provoke these people when they can do pretty much anything they want to do and get away with it because of their qualified immunity. But it that is why I actually, a police officer, a corporal, saved my life. Okay. If it wasn't for him putting me out 4 times until the ambulance got there, because my body was already dead and it kept flopping because of electricity.
Oh
And
God.
it was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh, dude, I've seen the pictures. It's. I mean, you're lucky to
My
be
my
alive.
dog, my dog is scarred for life over it. I mean, he was a pup and he seen that, and it made him go nuts. I mean, it took a lot of loving to get him kind of to see me alive again, to love that dog, because he was only like, maybe, I think about maybe 10 weeks old, maybe 11, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. And he remembers that. And he didn't, the reason why we know that is because he didn't go in the backyard for 3 years.
Wow.
Right. So
How long? How
that
long ago did this happen?
that happened in 2014.
And how long have you
So,
been in the? How long have you had your YouTube channel with the filming?
probably about a year and a half before
I got you.
the pandemic.
I gotcha. I, I,
Yeah.
I don't I don't excuse bad behavior. I don't excuse your bad behavior and the trauma that you've experienced, but at the same time, it's like sometimes it's like you don't ask why, but why not? acting in this type of way if you've had a traumatic brain injury. Because I've seen it.
I'm not
It
trying to excuse it, but I have
I
changed.
know. I know.
I
How can you?
I
How
I
can you?
wanna take responsibility for it because a lot of it I done on purpose. Normally, I wouldn't speak out on the things that I would do. I would just do it. Normally, this is an old proverb that, thugs taught me a long time ago was, "Don't say shit, just act on it," you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would normally do. I'm not used to this type of, this kind of back and forth. I never was online, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
This has brought. Would you
I'm
say
not
this
used
has
to
brought the
keyboard
worst?
gangsters,
Do
and,
you think this has brought the worst out of you?
yes. Yes, I think
Yeah.
it is.
Do you have impulsivity issues?
I used to.
Or you don't anymore?
I do this on purpose.
Hold on. Now. You don't anymore? Yeah. I mean, yes or
No, I've done
no?
it on purpose. I
You
done
don't
it on
have. Hold
purpose.
on. Hold on.
It's on
Do you not
I'm
have? I'm
answering
not
the
asking
question.
about.
I did it on purpose.
No, I'm not. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about in general. Do you have impulsivity issues?
Well, sure, there's impulse issues. I had to take impulse control a long time ago.
Okay. All right. That was my question.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you could see that, right? And if I go back to it, like for an example, my better
No, you
judgment.
can't see that because you're just now telling me you just contradicted yourself because you're telling me you're doing it on purpose, and then you said, "Oh, of
Well,
course I have
I
impulse
do.
issues."
I'm giving you an
So
example. You want to hear the
yeah,
example?
yeah,
I'm gonna give you the example. Last night when I went into that live, I knew that that person would do what he did. My better judgment told me not to do it, but I did it on purpose because I can't stand him and I wanted to have a piece of him. So I did what I did. So it was premeditated. Now that's real.
I don't
That's
know
on
who you're.
purpose. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter. I'm just
Yeah,
letting you know that
I
I
got you.
knew that I set myself up
Yeah,
for what to happen. So it is ultimately my fault. I did it on purpose. It had nothing to do with being impulsive. It
dude,
was
I called
very
out somebody. I called out somebody I've been battling for years. No,
yeah,
I take that back. I did. I called out somebody who was talking about somebody that I had been battling for years. Right? You
yeah,
see? And
yeah,
they're like, "Oh my God, you won't believe all the messages I got, Peachy. I can't believe you're taking up for this guy and what
yeah,
he's done and what y'all been through." And but I said, I like to know the truth.
yeah. I just told you the
I,
truth.
yeah,
That's
exactly. I mean, yeah,
if
I'm
you're
not
paying
saying you. I'm not.
attention,
Yeah,
if people pay attention to me, I'm owning it, and I'm just not owning it the way they want me to. See, they want to control you. That passion you were speaking on earlier. You know how
yeah.
sometimes people express themselves differently in that passion. Well, I was being expressive last night because somebody asked me a question, and they said they only had a minute. All right, so they came in being deceptive. Hey, I only got a minute, real quick, y'all. So excuse me. So they took cuts in front of people that were asking questions and said, I only got to, and they asked their question, and it was a setup question. And then when I says, well, how about neither? Not the way you said it is, or not the way you said it ain't. How about neither? How about from this point of view? And then he told me to calm my rhetoric down. Okay. And I'm like, wait a minute. You can't control how I speak. Why don't you step that back and get off my back? All right. And let me answer my question, your question, the way who I am, not the way who you are. You can't control me just like I can't control you. So you don't sit there and gaslight me by telling me you only got a 1 minute and it's already been 3. All right. So go on with your game. And
Yeah.
I began to answer. He wasn't concerned about that no more. And it turned into a shit show. And I
Yeah.
really never got to answer the question the way I wanted to.
Was that on Slow Burner's channel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
And
Well, I look. I want to say this: that it's your own journey. I'm not going to tell you how to
no,
do
you
it.
got good advice. I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
no. I hope that I would say this too shall pass, and I hope that you can move on to a more
And that's good.
peaceful presence. More peaceful presence, and not give so much validity to
Yeah.
other
Right.
people's words. And it's hard, man. It's hard.
Amen.
Yeah, Yeah,
I
it's
got you. I
difficult.
got you.
It's
It is.
difficult.
It's not difficult. I can do it. I can do it.
Well,
It's just that I've been
but
choosing
when
not to, because I'm
yeah,
not
when you get
fake.
wrapped up
I'm
into
just not
but
fake, man. Do you know that you got to be
yeah,
fake? This is where I
but
come from.
lying is being fake. When you
But
lie,
hold up a
even
second. Hold up a second.
control
Hold up a second.
is
Hold up.
being fake.
I got you, and I understand why you're saying that. But in this case, there is
Yeah, I don't
justification
know.
in my view.
Yeah,
Somebody that sit there that comes to me with a lie is no different from if I do lie to them. So
thank you,
this is
Brian
how I
Butler.
listen. Just listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm sorry, I was
I
just saying
what I,
thanks.
what I do to them
Yeah,
is that I get them to hate me just as much as they did to gaslight me, even more
but you're
because
hurting
I
yourself. You're hurting yourself, and
you're
you're hurting your
saying
family.
that, you're saying that, but when I throw this thing away,
Yeah,
all right, and come back in a week or 2 or 3 or a
yeah,
month, I've rid it all of it, and I will ignore
yeah.
them all, and they will always try to hate me, and they will
Uh,
carry they
you know
will
what?
carry that around with them for a
Yeah.
very long time, and you want the art of trolling people? Stay in their head that long.
I don't think it's any of my business. I've been looking at it like this. It's none of my business what people think about me. So there's one person I keep hearing say there's one person in this community that keeps saying that, and I listen. I listen. I take it
What if they
in.
become on a jur what if they become a juror in a setup thing in the future, and now they're judging you on that. That's all the way your business. So
Oh
these
yeah, I
people,
mean
everybody's a
yeah.
potential juror. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what?
And they
It's funny that you
contradict
just said that,
themselves.
Woody.
They
It's
they
just
counter.
let me
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's funny that you said that because I just got a jury summons to Fulton
Hmm.
County in
Hmm.
Atlanta, and I could probably easily. They said if you answer yes to any of these questions, which I was going to do a live stream on this because I felt it's kind of interesting because things have changed so much because of the Rona and but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I came close to being tried by my jury and my peers. I came close because I've been back and forth with these charges I've had for 2.5 years, right? And so
yeah.
and then I know just got a letter in just like 3 days ago that I needed a jury summons. So but Woovie, I'm just talking, I understand what you're saying, but it's your own journey, man. And I know I'm repeating myself, but you have to do what's best for you and your family. And so a lot of this shit's nonsense. I could be said it. I don't know if you guys know who I could be as or like him, but he keeps saying this is entertainment to me. It's just entertainment, and it's just words, and it's just words. And
Who's
I
he?
what's that?
You said he. I was just
I
wondering
could
who that was.
be.
Oh, my fault. All right.
Yeah, I could be. His channel name is I could be. He's been in the
Okay.
community for a long time. But he keeps repeating, "This is just for entertainment for me," and they're just words. They're just words. And when somebody repeats something enough times, and it can be good or bad, right? They can repeat negative shit, and people might start believing it. Like with you. Well, he was doing this, and that's why he was stealing this, and that's why he got electrocuted. But people say it enough and people might believe it. But
I
if you
know.
say something positive enough or something that might can help you enough, then people will, may start catching on as well. So I could keep saying, they're just words, Peachy. They're just words. And it just says it, out to everyone. They're just words. Why are you upset? They're just words. This is just entertainment. And it's finally sucking in with me. And I'm enjoying YouTube, a lot more now because I'm not battling. I mean, me and even ASMR, we called a truce, and I talked to him on the phone, and so
I
we're
mean,
okay.
behind closed doors, I mean, that guy's got a good head on his shoulders, believe it or not.
Who does?
I've ASMR.
Yeah, he does. He does. I
He could be
didn't.
sensible. You
Yeah,
can.
yeah, he can be sensible. There was some lying going, not well, half truths, and then he was saying that we're out lies that but he was just trying to get me
It's
back.
like it's
Tit
about
for tat.
competition. Yep.
It was
It's
tit for tat,
competing.
and we talked about it. I called his ass out about it. I made an ass of myself on my channel.
The
You know,
captain down here in command was like, "Are you serious, Adam? He's like, we've known you, we've saved your life, and you think we would honestly swat you or we would call you. We know your number, and I'm because he didn't know why I was going down here and saying, well, this might happen, that might happen. So his lieutenant and one of his sergeants said, yeah, they do that online. It's an online thing because the captain's not really an online guy down here. So he was like, so they got a no SWAT thing on in there and they got an emergency number to call me if anybody ever tries to get me swatted. That'll never happen in my jurisdiction. So because they'll always be able to get a hold of me and talk to me and find out what's going on and get the substance to the issues. So that's
Did
what
you
I
see
like.
did you see what Adjust Your Focus said? She's one
No.
of my subscribers. If that's really her, I think it is.
You never know. You never know. I got a lot of theories in my head on that.
Yeah, they want to take back
There's
Soviet Union.
well, that might be true. I mean, along with these color coordinated threats back in the 90s and the 2000s, excuse me, 2000s and the Patriot Act and the freedoms that they take from us while the right hand's doing one thing, they're pulling a Houdini in the other. So
Yeah.
I everything. Soon as you think you know something, you don't know shit. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and you know what else I learned
you
too?
can't.
When I'm sorry, go ahead, Wibby. I'm interrupting.
You're good. Go on.
No, I was just what I really learned too. My dad taught me this long ago. When I point one finger, there's going to be 10 pointing back at me. Right? The hypocrisy. We all have hypocrisy in us. And when you sit back and you don't get involved in the drama and you see both sides, and then you're like, God dang, the hypocrisy is thick. But if you have the ability to be self-aware of what you're doing as well, and it's true, man, because I've caught myself saying something to somebody, and then I think back, man, I've done this and I've done that, right? And it's like, what am I? Who am I to fucking say that, But the
You know what?
hypocrisy, yeah.
I wanna. Why I got you up here? I wanna also be real about something else that people didn't catch up on in the beginning. When people appropriately come at me with a concern from their mind that they filter through their heart and their intentions is not to set me up but to make me aware of something that could better me, that I always listen. I will always listen. You were coming at me with things that if you were somebody else, I would gaslight you back. All right.
But I'm
Because
not
it
gaslighting you.
no, I'm just telling you that
Well, you
a
said
lot.
gaslight me
Well,
back, but I'm
there's
not.
a reason. There's a reason why I'm
Okay.
saying it.
All right.
Let me get this out.
All right.
So what happens is an individual can repeat what you're saying, but have bad intentions on everything to set me up for me opening up and being specific and articulating some facts that literally define the things and the psychodynamics that I displayed. All right. And I know psychodynamics really well. I was taught it, I was brainwashed it. All right. So what I do is I conveniently forget the action steps that I've been taught and I twist them when I know people are trying to hurt me because I really don't have nothing to lose with it. And sometimes I get distracted and I don't follow through it all the way and it backfires.
Why do you
So
twist it? Why do you twist it?
well, I'm telling you the truth because I know that from the person that's coming in trying to put their foot in my ass on the DL, and they're gaslighting it. That's why it's gaslighting because in a minute they're going to twist the reality and use something that has 5% truth and 80% lie to make me look bad because of what I just admitted, and it'll run concurrent with what I just
Right.
said.
They'll
All
use it
right.
again. Yeah.
That's the whole point I'm making to you. And if I see you coming that way, for an example, I told everybody that I had a record when I first got out here. Everybody knew that I said I was an ex-convict. And then I turned around and lied on purpose And I said, and then right after I said that, 15 minutes later, I said, now watch. They're going to take that, because I wanted to put some time in between it. Because usually people will just take it and run, and they'll make a clip of it and take it, right? And run with it. And then they'll go and like run my record and say, look, he lied, right? But they won't play that 15 minutes later. And that's what I'll always have on them, because they were here to hurt
Dude,
me.
you
They were
you're
here
your
to hurt me to begin with. All
yeah,
right.
I understand that. And
They
you're
were
your
here to
own worst
discredit me
enemy.
from the begin with.
You're your own worst enemy, and I know
Yes,
you've
I
been
am.
told,
I
and I
am.
know you've been told that before. And
You'll see. You'll see.
yeah,
You'll see.
yeah. Well,
But you're going to see when you see it on a major network, what I've
you play too many
accomplished.
games, brother. I
I
think to me,
know. I know.
the game, the man, look.
I got you.
This
I
is
got
who
you.
I am. This is me. I am who I am now, and I am who I am. And a week from now, hopefully, I'll be
Yeah, but
better
I'm
in a
not
week
playing
from now.
games with you.
What's
I'm
that?
not. See, that's the point. Where am I playing games with you?
No, but you're everything that you're explaining to me that's you give me examples. It's either you're telling half truths as you're talking about certain
No, I
examples.
told you all the truth. I was just
Yeah,
telling you the techniques that I use,
yeah. Which the
and
techniques have been like either
they're
lies
very
or
toxic. They've been very toxic. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And that's the
They're
thing.
not. They're not
Yeah,
good. But
yeah.
just remember, the old the remember the old Sylvester Stallone movies. The First Bloods, man. I mean, if you don't start no shit, there won't be none. Leave me
And I
alone. I'm
try to,
good.
yeah,
You
and
come in
that's
to
what I,
respect me, you
yeah.
will always get this conversation from me. You will
Well,
always get a very transparent transcript from me. All right.
yeah.
I have no reason to be dishonest with you. I have no reason to want to hurt you. I have no reason to want to disrespect you in any way right now. Okay. And if you want to keep it like that, just stay real with me. That's all you got to do. And
Well, why
that's
don't you?
everybody should do that. And I will always be upfront. And all that shit would cease if they would just
Why doesn't? Why can't
stop
you
taking
cease
my
it?
kindness for weakness. I'm
Why
not
can't
weak.
you cease it? You cease it, regardless of how other people come at you. You cease the nonsense and let
I
them
could.
continue with the nonsense, but you cease it on your side,
I
and then you
could, but
move about your
then
business.
hypocrisy wins.
Well, but you know what? What you're doing, if this is what I told Rebel the other day, if what you are doing is working for you, then keep doing it. If it's
Well,
not,
in the long game it is.
hold on. Then if it's not, then change it. That's up to you. I'm not saying either way. If what you're
It
doing is
ain't right
working,
now. It ain't right
well,
now.
yeah,
But
then
in the long game it will. In the long
yeah.
scheme of
Well,
things, it will.
hey,
And if
how do
I
we
stay
know?
alive that long, I might not stay alive that long, and it might all
Exactly.
backfire on me.
That's what
So,
I was back with. Life is short, dude. I mean, in a
yeah.
blink of an eye, it's going to be tomorrow. In a blink of an eye, it's going to be next week. In a blink of an eye, it's going to be next year. It's like, am I going to be doing this fucking same fucking bullshit like in 2 years from now? In 1 year from now, am I going to be doing the same bullshit 1 year from now? It's like you think about it, and it's like, and then I ask people, well, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been online? And some people I've heard, doing this shit for 12, 13 years. God, stab me. I'd stab myself in the eye or the ear or something. I mean, if I put myself through this shit for 13 years and just be involved in all this drama nonsense. Nah, man, dude, no, there's no way, man. I mean, there is,
For the record, just for the record, um, this is notably Nova. Um, and that's just for the record. I don't want to go no further into it. I don't want to discuss it. It's just for the record. I'm putting that out there. Not for you. It's just for my records. Go
I
ahead.
gotcha. Yeah. I just, so how much longer? Because I don't really want to do this like another day longer. I don't really want to be involved in nonsense
If I could stop it 5
for
minutes ago, I would.
a week longer. It's like
Yeah.
going to jail. It's like going to jail. It's like, fuck. Okay, I've never really been in jail for over like 24 hours, right? But I don't want to go to jail for a minute. Not even 10 hours, not even 24 hours, much less
Yeah.
a fucking 2 months. No, no way.
You know what, though?
Jail's a bad place. You don't want to be there.
You know what's cool about me is the person that I can't stand the most, I would
Well,
still stop and help them fix a flat on the side of the road.
yeah.
I would still offer them shelter if I had it. I would still make phone calls in their behalf if they got arrested or if they're in jail for something that a totalitarian armed terrorists decided to exploit a supremacy on them. I would still be there to try to help them in
But let
some
me ask you a question.
form of
So
support.
how much longer do you want to partake in some of this nonsense? How much
I,
longer?
I wanted to stop like maybe 6 months ago, but
Yeah, and what are you willing? What are you willing to do to because you can't we can't make anyone do anything, right? We
yet.
can't make I can't make as ASMR not say my name. I can't make somebody talk about me. I can't make somebody in the chat just stop saying that I'm a drama queen. I can't make anyone do anything. I can only control myself, right? So at what
uh,
point for yourself, at what point you said 6 months ago, but let's say starting now, how much longer do you want to continue doing what you're doing?
well, once I don't know. I think that something can happen here, and when it does, it's just gonna be the mic's gonna be dropped, and my point, and I the way I see it, maybe I'm a legend in my own mind. I don't know, but maybe when the point is made, I think that people will calm down, and I will prove it, and it will get a lot of divinity in my opinion,
What's the
and
time frame?
I don't have it. I really don't have it
You know,
because it all
because
it
it
all
really
depends.
it seems like you're
Right now,
doing
there's a key factor that
it.
has not happened yet that is going to happen, and it's just a matter of time when it does. Right?
Yeah.
Because people have actually committed crimes against me, major crimes. Right? 10, 15 year criminal offenses. Right? And I haven't really talked about it out here. And these people come in and they don't understand that they are in a conspiracy. It's all out here. And I've already admitted it at least 24 times in the past month that I have engaged in activities and specific English and language used to elicit that behavior out of them, their criminal behavior out of them. And it's they've been telling on themselves the whole time. And I don't so if you say that you are for and you've been around people and you've had the patience to help people that are struggling with their thinking and their cognitive structure and what they believe, and some people are slower than other, and people take advantage of that to try to use their weaknesses to make them feel that they have to do something and literally commit an offense against you. That is criminal. And the offense that I'm talking about is extortion. There's four of them out there, and I've said it, and I've told them time and time again, and that is where I'm going to drop the mic because they
Yeah.
told on themselves. And who's the real rat out here? When you're
But what
sitting there
at what
telling on
price
yourself,
are you
at
gonna
what expense did they go after a guy that's got the back of his head blown out and lost a hand, that's got third-degree burns all over his body, that is in palliative care, that said 8 months ago that he was going to die in 7 months?
what kind of
Right?
care when you say you have like hospice care, are they coming in right now? You're saying they're coming in right now, right?
I'm telling you that I'm on specific medications that are being monitored real close.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. But what at what expense? Hold on, that. But I mean, look. At the end of the day, I mean, if okay, let's say that we had a power outage. The internet was cut completely, like starting like tonight, right? Let's
Hmm.
say that we had a power outage, or we had no say somebody one of our enemies had cut our internet capabilities, right, completely. And I mean, we can't use our phones, we can't get on the internet, nothing. So starting tomorrow, how is your life going to change?
It'll still be the same. I mean, I'd just be without this device. And you got to remember, I just picked it up in what? 2020, which was in my hand, and now I brought it to my computer about maybe 7 months ago. So
But look at all the angles.
I think and I can adjust and
Yeah.
just leave it be. I
Yeah.
think I'll be okay.
It
I
seems
think
like your
that
family, though. It seems like you said that your family would want, they want you to be done with it, cut it off. I mean, because if you
well,
can't,
my son really don't care one way or another. He just wants to
right,
see me occupied. Now, my
right,
wife, on the
and
other hand,
happy,
because she's a little yeah, my
and that's
wife,
not
on
you
the other
happy.
hand,
You're not
right,
happy. You're not happy with all this bullshit. You're not happy. You're not a peaceful person within yourself. I mean, maybe you feel more alive battling it out because it gets your heart pumping and it gets your endorphins going, and it does. It does me. I
does it
mean,
make sense to you? Does it make sense to you to know, like, because you say you got an illness that is very, very detrimental to your health, and if not going to take you out in the long run. That it's it's very strenuous on you,
yep,
and it takes a lot out of you. So when you find yourself in a sup exile, when you find yourself in a situation to where you know, wait a minute, what kind of people are out here that where life and reality has like took your manhood from you, okay? You know, it messes with my testosterone
yeah,
and
I
the
understand
man
that.
inside of me, and it's taken something. So sometimes I feel the need to, get it back, even at the expense of taking an ass whooping, because I might feel alive again.
Right,
I might not be in my best interest,
right, right.
but it's me feeling some normality again, and
Yeah.
I think that's what the kicker is here. I
No,
think that
and I can see that because I kind of did that when I picked up the camera and
yeah,
because I was given 5 to 7 years to live, and I'm on year 5, right? And
okay,
so yeah, and I'm doing very well. I went 5 years. I went 2 years with my cancer being inactive, and now it's just back active at this point. But I'm still doing pretty well, and but I can see that what you said. I can see that because when I picked up the camera, it does get your endorphins going, and it does make you feel alive, and it's
hmm
kind of an exciting type of thing, and for a good cause at the same time, right?
hmm
Um, but
I got a question, Peachy. Do you live in an area where it's like a tropical climate?
no, I live in Georgia.
Well, that's close enough to Florida. You might want to check into spending some time in Florida. It actually helps cancer go back into remission.
Oh, okay, I appreciate that. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it has something to do with the salt in the air that you're talking about.
yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, and I've been talking to Brian Johnson. He's out in Denver, but he's got an interesting thing on what helps or cures, quote, cures cancer. That's got to do involving some things like that. We'll be
Yeah,
working on.
Denver has one of the best cancer centers around.
Yeah, yeah. So, but so at the end of the day, I had to make a decision. Is this helping me? This is better for my health or worse for my health being involved in a lot of this negativity. Yeah, I can get going, and I get passionate, and I can go word for word, and I can do tit for tat and blah blah. But is that the best thing for me? No, it's not. No, it's
Peachy,
not. No.
I'm just gonna just come out and say I'm ashamed of some of the things that I have engaged in,
Yeah.
but I feel like that that's where where people call it sacrimonious, and I go to my God and I say, look, man, I let you down again. I apologize, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to do better.
Yeah. That's
But
all you.
that long run game though that I played is about to unfold any second, and when it
Yeah.
does, I can stop it, and I could do it with provocation. I can do it with a sense of reality, knowing that justice is being served on criminals that have badges, criminals that are tyrants,
Yeah.
that are in certain positions that has enabled this behavior, and they are complicit into what's going on out here. And a lot of people don't know what I know, and that's fine. I don't, and I gave my address just to let people know how seriously not scared I am of them. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. And my peeps, all these neighbors around here, they know me, and they'll come out that house so quick. I'm telling you, we're tight net. We don't play that shit. All right. And I live in a very diverse neighborhood.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. PDF, the people hater, said Wolvie takes everything too deep and personal and feels the need to react to fuckwits and mutt brains. Well, and that's the thing. And I've done the same thing, right? I've gone on my oh my God. You see some of my earliest rants when I would get upset at people, and I could give the what for 3 hours straight while taking a breath. I used to do that shit though. But Woody, it's your
Well, that
journey.
PT, I liked how you handled Asmar.
Yeah, I appreciate that, exile. So was that was that very healthy for me to do that? No, not really. It wasn't, and I feel like I made some, kind of an ass of myself. I did, but at the same time, no one's perfect. I can only, and really, I'm getting to the point where, and I said this last night on Titsman's channel. We have no friends. We have no enemies. All we have are teachers. Right? And I think that's especially true online. We have no friends. We have no enemies. We only have teachers. We can all learn from one another.
I only got half of that because my knee hit both of them.
Okay,
It
so no,
muted you and me.
yeah, no, I
So
was
I've
just
been
saying,
sitting here talking. I'm like, wait a minute, why
yeah,
is her thing moving and not
yeah.
not mine?
No,
I'm like, oh
I
my
was
god.
just saying that we have no, really talking, specifically about the internet. We really have no friends. We have no enemies. We have are teachers.
Mhm.
So, when we learn from our mistakes and learn from also other people are our teachers.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's all, I really look at it like that now, because at the end of the day, who do we really know here online? I mean, seriously.
Nobody.
I know a
Nobody.
couple people,
I
but
mean,
that's because there's a couple people from my life that are online.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, so
Well, see, that's
sometimes who do,
that's a different
how
story.
do we don't even know our family members sometimes, because we get in
Yeah.
a fight with family and it's like, who the fuck are you? You know?
Yeah.
It's like much
Bringing
less
up shit from
somebody.
back in the 70s and shit. What? What are you talking about?
Nah,
Yeah.
my family's been battle tested and
How you
proven,
know
and we
that
know
shit,
who the
man?
black
You're already
sheep
triggered
are.
because they know something. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said my
Go ahead.
family,
What'd you say?
my family's been battle tested and proven, and we know who the black sheeps are.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what though? Hey, check this out. Another thing to recognize. You know the deja vu feeling, right?
Oh
How many
yeah.
times are we out here like we've did this before and played this off in another reality somewhere? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been feeling that a lot, and because of that, it's like it. There's some. It's like somebody's writing the script to this stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like we're all playing it out. It's like what the hell?
It's very, there's some circumstances that seem very surreal to me. I remember being down in Atlanta filming, and I did that for 10 days. And because of my, because of all the good people giving towards the hotel room, I was able to stay that long. In the process, I was locked up, but I found myself in the middle of the street with the National Guard on one side and the Atlanta City, all the other police officers on the other side, and I'm in the middle. And there's me and another photographer, and they had a curfew going, so people were going back to their cars. They're arresting people going back to their cars, trying to get out of there for curfew, right? But there were several of us that stayed back and continued filming people getting arrested. And there's moments during that time. It was very surreal, Wolvie, for me filming. It's like almost like time had stopped. Um, so that's that. But one good thing I want to say that came out of that. Well, there's lots of good things that came out of my filming. I had the First Amendment people from University of Georgia contact me, and they have a lawsuit against the city of Atlanta because their client, he was a photographer in Atlanta, and I had filmed him being arrested, and so they contacted me to use that footage, and I felt really good about that.
Wolverine, I got a back chat message from Nova. He said, you have all his accounts blocked. He said, don't be so paranoid. That little Caesar person in the chat is not him. Did you catch that, Wolvie? You may have yourself muted.
Yeah, he's
I'm
probably hit
muted
it again
again.
with his.
Yeah, all right, damn it. I
Yeah,
was talking to my son there and I forgot to unmute, but okay.
yeah. Nova was chatting me in the back chat saying that little Caesars is not him.
Okay.
Well, for the record, I don't know what transpired, and I'm not in
It
the
don't
middle
even
of any
matter.
of that. So,
It don't. I don't want nobody talking about it on my channel today. I really don't. I shouldn't even have brought it up. I was just used as an example of the issues that I see that
well, I hope you guys
mean
can work
something.
it out, Wovie. I hope that you guys can whoever you guys are, you can work it out.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to work it out one way or another, so I'm not worried about it. I mean,
Yeah.
if people want to coexist, yeah, if people want to coexist, they have the ability to do it. Just come with clean hands. Don't come with dirty hands. Wash your hands before you come to me, and maybe I'll wash mine. And
Well, wash your hands
you want to
first,
show me? Well, sometimes,
wash
sometimes
your hands first, and be an example.
maybe I already have them washed. Maybe all you
Well,
got to
I
do
don't
is
know.
just talk right to me, and maybe I won't do that to you.
Well,
So,
maybe your perception.
anytime that you, Peachy, what you're telling me is, go ahead and bend, and if they don't bend, then you could say that that you have the moral high ground. But what the fact of the matter is that they see that as a bend and they see that as a win. So, what they
Well,
see as a loss to me is a gain. And
Well, Wolverine,
what I
there's a
see
way
as
to
a
play
gain
the
to
game.
me, they see as a loss. So,
There's a
um,
way to play the game, though. You was on the shit show. That's what I've labeled slow burners. You could
yeah,
have openly spoke your mind about Nova. Just don't use no hateful rhetoric or no threats, and you would have been good. You could have
I
told him
got
you
you.
felt
I
like
got
he was a piece of shit. You could have explained how you feel the things he does.
you.
It's
Yeah,
kind of an open thing on both sides over there.
yeah.
You occasionally have to worry about people that
Well, he
got their
came in
back
the way
when
you
you got
did,
in two or
and
three people.
he came in the way you did, and you're only like, in my opinion, you're only taking like 90% responsibility for what actually happened between me and you, and it's acceptable. But I'm still telling you that you enabled a lot of things, and you came with a mob. All right, you
I
guys
didn't go
came in.
with the mob. I go alone. I'm exiled one.
Well,
People
you
can
you
tell you
came
I
in
ride alone.
with him PDF, and I don't want to go into it. I mean, do I really
So
got to
you
go to
just
the
have
first
to
guy
have
we
a
had?
lot of
Did
people.
I
You
have
have
it? I
to have
have
a
it. I
lot of
have it.
people come
You
in at
know.
the same time from different areas.
Yeah, but
That
you wouldn't have
yeah,
been there if there was the attention. You didn't know me until I went over there.
yeah.
Okay, you
Our
didn't know
encounter
me.
started at PDFs. Yeah.
All right, so that's the point I'm making to you. And when you are given a false narrative and perpetuated, there was lies perpetuated, 5% truth, 10% truth, 15% truth, and the rest lies. It's like making a menu. Remember this old example that I brought up? It's like a cook making a menu, right? And he's saying, look, I can make the steak and eggs. I can make the broccoli and meats. I can make the meatloaf sandwich. I can make the meatloaf dinner. And they got like 9 different things in there, 9 different dishes there that they say, and they call themselves a restaurant. And you go down that list, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I want
Yeah.
that. No, I can't make it. You go that. No, I can't make it.
Let's
Sorry,
look
that's
at
doing
it
it. Hold up a second. Let me
objectively.
get to the point. Let me get to the point. And then all of a sudden, you get down, and the only thing left on there is a hot dog, right? And they don't even have a bun, right? They only got the hot dog. They don't got the bun, and they're calling themselves a restaurant, which is not even a hot dog stand. Come on.
Let's look at this objectively, though. Instead of calling you a liar, a lot of time I just say that I disagree with you because sometimes your truth is not necessarily my truth, but it doesn't mean that your truth is a lie.
That's a very good point.
And I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of I wrestle back and forth with the gaslighting, because a lot of it comes, even though there's some truth, there's, if you're coming to say, you know what, like Peachy, her thing is, her question, her main narrative, she's surrounded it, and it is, what am I doing to myself, and what's my end game, right? And is it worth it? So
I'd have to agree with you.
her objective is really out front, and I don't take her as a threat at all, because I know she's not here to hurt me. So she will get the most honest, most loyal respect from me and anybody else that talks that way to me. But if you've got that way, and I watched somebody do this to me, and then I had to flip script right in the middle of it because I seen where they were going. I seen where they were going with it.
Can I ask
And
Peachy a
the same person that I didn't even know that I had as an enemy was actually paying people to kick me off and take my ranch. And I heard from a back channel that that was all done, and it was all done. This person didn't even know you until that guy from Florida said what he said. It's like, wow. So he's going to getting people that I absolutely don't even know, that has never watched my channel before, come into my channel to hurt me and be spyish, to be relish, to be an instigator, to take advantage. Like it's kind of like you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?
Yeah, with
Okay,
Patrick Swayze.
you remember when Brad Wesley walked in and he had his buddies all posseed up, and he had that beautiful woman, and he's talking about that hardworking man across the way, saying saying the fire had blowing that establishment up, and saying that them firefighters are wasting their time putting out a fire for a piece of shit, no good guy like that, because he's not paying his due to a guy that's a totalitarian. And then he had people that is not even with him, that is waiting in the moment because they're marginalized, and they just automatically attract to that. All right. So the guy that picks up the damn chair and throws it at all the liquor didn't come with Brad Wesley. They wasn't even in there according to the script. They wanted it to just to be a bystander just because they're instigators. And that is how you and the rest of you guys came in. All right. You guys came complicit with that idea and that ideology. And I don't know why people can't see that.
The only way I could say I ever did that is when I was putting that hashtag unsub the nub in chats. That's the only time I can admit to that being true. But let me ask Peachy a question. Peachy, what was your first encounter with Wolverine?
My first encounter with Wolverine. I guess the drama. I mean, the encounter as far as what my introduction, Wolverine.
Yeah.
How
did you meet
maybe
Wolverine?
The first time was when Joe Cool was up here on panel. It was me and Joe Cool, and I think Wolverine. That was the first.
So how would you say that encounter with Wolverine went? What was your experience with that?
Well, it seemed like he was patient, a little bit patient with me. I think he ended up kicking Joe off panel. I can't remember exactly. It's been a little while ago, but I don't know what's. Can you explain a little bit further your question?
Well, I'm trying
what you're getting at?
Well, okay, yeah, no problem. I'm trying to point out to Wolverine how, certain people have different approaches when they come across him. When I first met Wolverine, it was on PDF's panel, and he came up there accusing.
Why is my puppy yelling? Oh, I'm sorry.
He came up there accusing everyone of doing something, and that was my first time of meeting him, and I got accused as well.
Yeah. Well, I've seen, I think that you know what, my first impressions, I watched some of the drama. I've been hearing it. I saw the pictures and my heart broke. my heart broke with the pictures with him, and it's not like I feel sorry for him, but the way that I'm approaching him is a little bit different than I think than other people are approaching him. I think I'm approaching him more with some empathy and sympathy and cautious, and because I know he's been through a whole lot. I'm not giving him a pass of acting badly at all, not at all, but I've tried to be more compassionate to Wolverine, because I ask myself why, not why does he act like this, but why not, because of the head trauma that he's been through.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I've heard you make that argument. Not just that, I mean, even without the head trauma, the extreme stress of dealing with
yeah,
trolls and things
yeah,
of that nature. That's why I've kind of winged myself away from some of the troll communities because I see them sinking fast like a damn ship.
yeah. And there's the people, I don't know if I'm a little bit biased too with like with I won't start naming people, but I was on 10th Man's channel, and then somebody in the chat had said, well, because of your opinion on this, then that's enabling this person's behavior. And I'm like, well, then maybe I'm being a little bit biased because of my background of special education and dealing with mentally and physically disabled young adults, kids and young adults. And so maybe
I
it's
mean,
hard for me. Yeah,
behavior can be understood, yes, but it should also be someone's intention to also work on bettering their behavior.
yeah, yeah. No, that's true. And I tell you what, that's why really I go hands off on a lot of people, like the emos and Cyrexes and rebels really it's people that just don't get it and won't get it. It's people that you'll go round and round and round with, and at the end of the 24 hours, you're still not agreeing to disagree, or they don't understand, and they're not changing their bad behavior because they don't want to or they don't get it. Those are the people I stay away from, because I have I can use my time you know uh wisely somewhere else, and
How you doing, Brian Butler? Well, I mean, I see little things that add up and keep these type of online beefs going. Like if you look at the chat,
yeah,
sock accounts like that PDF people hater and
yeah,
vile bully. That right there, even if the channel owner ain't the person doing that, that's going to attract negative attention.
yeah, of course,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
of
have
course.
you noticed something? Have you noticed something though? All right. We're not feeding into that negative attention, are we?
Yeah,
We're not.
No, no, you're
The only
definitely
the worst thing, like you said, I'm my worst enemy, and I was about to say something that might have led you guys to take it a little further. So you know what? I just took your advice, BT. Anyway, my point is that these things that are happening on these panels, they can all be avoided. All
yeah,
right, they can. They can. My behavior can. I can literally de-escalate
yeah,
that passion in me that wants to bite that ass and literally direct it into more empathy and sympathy for the issues that we're talking about right now. I really can. I love talking about. I love
Let me hold on.
solutions.
Let me go a step further on that, Wolverine. I can go ahead and give credit to that. I mean, I'm able to open up dialogue with you without an issue.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Um,
the thing that really, that person came in my chat yesterday, and I was doing a walkabout on the farm and just trying to spread some cheerfulness. And I'm like, dude, man, come in with another account, because I just didn't
yeah.
want that in my chat. I didn't ban, I didn't block, but at the same time, I don't want to go there, and I don't want PDF to come at me because I'm allowing that in my chat. But the thing is, once if you ban or delete that channel name is still there, right? That's been one of
Yeah.
my gripes, because if someone makes a sock account or a channel name that's a dox, an address or phone number or whatever, or a negative phrase like that, even if you block or timeout, that's still there. It's still there. Now they can't comment, but that thing's still there. So really, not reacting, not saying, not feeding into it is helpful, but it's a kind of a
Well,
dilemma.
I think a lot of us, especially people that have been running channels and actually have, channels like we do, and we've had a lot of positive reaction. We had a lot of negative reaction, and there's a balance, and I get the balance. And when maybe I might get a hair up my ass and just go the right way all the way and just leave this stuff alone, because I do want to get along, but there's just some things a man just don't do, and I probably will take that to my grave being that, because if I give that up, I'm feeling like that's the only thing that keeps my manhood in place sometimes, because of what's happened to me, and there's just some things a man just don't do, you know.
But it's
And
irrational. But that thinking to me, though, you blow it up in your imagination. It's like it's a million times worse in your imagination than in reality. So, what are you really accomplishing? You know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
using
if
Jonathan
people care
McRae.
about me, if people act like they're going to care about me, if I build a this is what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to build the rapport that I need with people, especially people giving me my respect, that they might have a different opinion. Okay, that's cool. But as far as where does that opinion go? If I didn't do anything to you, just like you said, Peachy, anything else is none of your business.
Yeah.
Okay. People need to stop carrying each other's torch out of here. If you're going to speak for yourself, other people need to speak for themselves. Okay. So we need
But
to
you're not
stay
going to
out of their
stop
business.
that. You're not going to
Hold up.
stop
Check
that.
it
You're
out.
not going to ever
Listen,
stop
listen.
simping and white knighting and carrying
How do
torches for
you
now. You'll never
know?
stop that.
You know what Jesus said about that?
You can't control that,
You
Wolvie.
know what Jesus said about that? How do you know I might save the whole world? So
Well,
there's endless possibilities out here
and also
where
Jesus,
hold up, wait, listen to me.
said,
I just
Jesus.
let me finish my thought. Let me finish
All
my
right, I'm
thought.
sorry. Go ahead.
So you can go on and say, because I want to hear what you have to say. But
All right.
my point is this: is that I might get something accomplished that you guys just don't see yet. And if I give it up, here I am. You know, us Americans, we are so freaking arrogant. We always go into what we're doing, how we're going to do it, the things what we're trying to get accomplished, and we're so out there. Our output is so much information that, sometimes you want me to give up you want me you pretty much give the key to the front door and the combination to the safe, because they're so damn arrogant. All right.
Well,
And the problem here with that
you're
is
gonna make
is
me
that
my thought.
sometimes there's
Yeah.
just something that I cannot. It's kind of like an element. If an element is missing something, and all of a sudden that one, it's like these viruses. They've been around forever, and if this certain uh, 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 bacteria gets a hold of it, it becomes a killer and it wipes out the whole human race. Okay, it's always there. It just never meets. All right, hardly the chances of it meeting, according in our lifetime, ain't going to happen. Not to say that it can't, because we watch it happen every 20 or 30 or 100 years. All right, but go ahead, Peachy.
Not to mention Antarctica's melting. Ain't no telling what's underneath that ice.
So what I was going to say is, yeah, Jesus is going to welcome the sinners into heaven, but the self-righteous, not so much. That's all I had to say.
Oh, I didn't hear anything you said.
I said, and Jesus welcomes in open arms the sinners into heaven, but the self-righteous, not so much.
Yeah.
In
Well,
other words,
Matthew
those
chapter
that
7 is
declare
all about
themselves without sin.
Matthew chapter 7 is all about Christians. It's not even about sinners.
Well,
He's speaking to Christians more than he is anybody, if
the
you look
thing,
at it.
I enjoy you, Wolverine, when you're like on Slow Burner's channel and you're just being you, and then you're just having conversation, talking about this or that, and people enjoy me more when I'm not ranting and upset and and I enjoy myself more when I'm not upset, right?
I can
But
take. Yeah, I understand that.
yeah, but my subscribers, they would rather see me go on motorcycle rides and on hikes and maybe catching a cop watch or filming these babies on the farm, things like that. I mean, seriously, there's a small percentage that they love the drama, but really the people who really care about you, they don't want to see and hear that. And people get tired of it. People get tired of it. They really do.
I know, that's why I stayed off doing lives, because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to keep putting that out there on my channel. I actually deleted everything on the Wolverine Cop Watch, because now that it can go live now, I'm gonna start getting back into my cop watch. I ain't gonna have time for this crap. Pretty soon,
Good.
this is all going to be about conversations,
Yeah.
and once in a blue moon, we might be able to talk about just regular stuff like we are right now. All right, I'm this
Yeah.
summer.
Well, talk
I'm gonna
about
pack
more
it in,
about your cop watches again.
huh?
I said it'd be cool to talk more about your cop watches again and actually
Yeah,
go over some new footage.
I will. I will. I will. And I'm going to get the other guys, the Michigan guys, involved. We've already been talking about it. So, the main thing is stability. I need some stability out here, and consistency on just chilling out. I get it. I get what you're saying, man. It's in my best interest too. I'm just waiting for something to unravel so I can say, drop the mic and leave it alone. You know?
And I want to say something. I don't know if you know who Morbid Angel was.
Morbid Angel. No, I don't remember it.
All right. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the channel name is notably Noble's girlfriend, was his girlfriend, right? They met online, and guess what? Guess where Morbid Angel is now?
Where?
She's deceased.
Oh
She
boy.
wasn't she was younger than me, and
Oh Lord.
and this just recently happened to notably
Sub Joe.
Noble. This just happened just
Wow.
recently, within like,
Yeah,
well,
that's the grievance that Nova's dealing with, and where his
yeah,
issue came with you is when you was dropping that ER word with the hard ER. He
yeah,
took
and
problems with it out of her honor.
yeah, she was African American, but she was a real sweet lady.
Beautiful lady too.
I, I, I had met Morbid in a real small channel, and we became friends. And she got involved in this community, which I thought was
You guys see
fantastic.
what Joe said?
No,
Look at it real hard.
yeah, or yeah, I know that. I know that,
So
Joe.
what he just said contradicts that. So,
Oh,
anyways,
she she was before Wolverine's time.
way boy before me. So,
Well, I no,
um,
I don't think that's true. I think she was here while you were here, because you've been here about a
I've
year.
never seen that name. I've never seen
Yeah,
that name. And you got to remember, I've
Yeah,
only been out here.
I
My
think he was
first audit
before
was
Wolverine.
in June of last year. You understand
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
You understand
Okay,
that?
yeah.
My first
But
audit was June of last year.
okay, so we could go in many directions, talking about her situation, and now she's deceased. But
That's sad. So
my main
I
point
still
is,
have sympathy for that issue. So
yeah, and my main point is that life is too short. Life is really too short. It's too valuable. I mean, any one of us could wake up dead in the morning.
a full life is a vapor anyway. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just according to the Bible and how we in our timelines and how we, even if you don't look at the Bible, I mean, you look at the
well,
timeline, you could, we live anywhere from, 40 to 70, 80 years, the average person. So, I mean,
yeah, yeah.
we're, it's the, and I like to, always put out something people always forget, you know, we still have the freedom to talk about what we're talking about right now where other people don't. And
That's true.
then we complain about it. And it's like, wait a minute, man. Even though they're trying to take our shit, I mean, and we come together and say, we're not going to put up with it, and we grab our cameras and we go out there and do what we do. And I don't care if they're adversarial. I appreciate the fact that they're still doing it because we got to do it together. If we don't do it together, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just all there is to it.
Yeah. That's true.
Um,
It's true. I had a thought. And I just lost it. Oh, about Joe Cool. Joe Cool has really taught me a lot. I mean, the
he's
biggest
a good
thing
guy.
Joe has taught me is really not is forgiveness and not to give up on people. And
Mhm.
it really and I should had already at my age come into a community like this and already had that instilled in me, but really I didn't, because your patience here in this platform, and your patience are really tested, because you've put yourself out there, and you
Yeah.
talk to so many different people with different opinions and attitudes, and people coming at you, and it's a challenge finagling all of it that
Yeah.
maybe you never have in real life, but once you get to YouTube, it's a little bit different. It's a
Yeah.
lot different, and you really have to manage. You really have to have good communication skills and manage yourself.
Huh? I'll call you if I do. Thank you. Yeah, I hear that. Um, Joe, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome. I put the thingamajiggy in the
But
chat.
you think about you would in a day or two's time. There's no way you're going to run into all these different kinds of people in real life. You're not. You're not going to have these kinds of conversations. You're not going to have you're not going to be watching these same videos and having opinions. There's no way in real life. So here on YouTube, man, we know people from all across the world with different opinions and different viewpoints and different perceptions. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy just to get along with everyone, because you're not. It's impossible.
No, but it's not impossible to do what you do in real life with people like that. Just move around.
Yep.
My thing is, if people want to have these kind of conversations, just show by example, man. And that goes for everybody, me, everybody. It's just we all got to do it together. And if we're not doing it together, then sometimes it just ruins the sentiment for some people, and they got to start all over again. It happens. Oh
Well,
well, I screwed up now.
I don't know what you mean by togetherness, by doing it together, by doing what together.
Start all over again. It happens. Well, hold up, let me put this up. I got to take my heart pill, so I got to
All right.
take a couple crackers. Um, if people are wanting a certain expectation out here, and the majority of them people that are in here, doing their thing. Hold up a second. Is that you?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
And if they want to do it together, okay, or excuse me, if they want to have the sentiment that you're articulating to me as far as being the example, and don't let these people, basically what you're saying to me is don't let these people get underneath my skin, okay, and just move on and basically take it as a grain of salt, okay. I get what you're saying. I get it. And I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, and there's really no justification for any of it. Just like there's no justification for their stuff, there's no justification for how I handle it either. I'll be real, but I really don't want to even go into why I'm doing what I'm doing anymore, because I feel like this. I feel like once that thing happens, in my opinion, okay, I think it's all going to cease anyway. I think the wheat is going to spur, and I think the tear is going to be missing. So the wheat is going to grow, and the tear is going to be gone, in my opinion. And the majority of that will flourish, and you will bear fruit from it. And I just have to, I understand everybody's reality and the way they're saying it, it makes perfect sense. Okay. When that
Hey,
final,
Wolvie, did you see
final
Joe? I'm sorry. Did you see Joe Cool's comment? Sorry for interrupting.
I'm looking at my chat right now. Can you wait a second here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Let me see something here. My why isn't my Why isn't my? Hang on, I'm checking these channels, man, because a lot of times these guys say things. Wait a minute. So he's not. Are you on Downriver Transparency or Wolverine Transparency? Let's see. And boom and bam. All right, there you are. Okay. And boom. I just want to make sure that's you, dog. Because he's been telling everybody, and I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to what he's saying. But if you see it, get rid of it. Don't block that because he don't want people coming in with this shit. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to block them. Anyway, and to respect his wishes on it. Now, was somebody asking me a question? Oh, what he was saying? You wanted me to read what he was saying? What I say to a
I
video?
think I wanted you
To
to
the
play
text,
something.
can you play it?
Yeah.
Russian soldiers. Let me see if I can do it. Let's see. Boom. Bam. Dang, where the heck did my No, you didn't. You'd be up top and you're not.
I don't have a wrench in here. How do I know that's not Joe Fulio?
Let's see.
How do I know that's the real Joe Cool?
Joe, that's I know it is.
Okay.
I just checked his channel.
Okay.
That's why I didn't want to comment back until I checked his channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a wrench, so I can't.
I haven't been paying attention, but I am now. So there it is. I got it now.
You got to pay attention because Joe Fulio be running around.
All right, now, boom. If I play it there. Oh man, I don't want to play it on that one.
Government-funded education grant
Shoot.
that could deposit up to $38,000.
I don't want that. Get out of there. I want to play it on the Wolverine Transparency because if I play it on the Wolverine Transparency, I will be able to not have no commercials. Boom. Okay. So I should be able to now go here. Boom. Back. Hopefully I'm not. I didn't hit that thing. I'm downloading a bunch of stuff because there's something happening on my channel where it might cause me some problems.
I'll be right back, Livy.
Okay. Jeez. It's not letting me the heck? Uh-oh. Here we go again. Yeah, I need to get this closer to my router because it's just slow. The more people I have on, the more I okay. Share. What's going on here? Why is this coming up? See?
Все, Наташа, вам удачи с Богом, все хорошо.
Hold up, guys. This is not
Это
playing
потом
like I want
с
to.
вами свяжется, Наташа. Все, если он сейчас жив, здоров, с вами потом свяжется.
Come on. Slow. Come on. All right, now I got to start it all over again. Damn it, man. So I don't know. All right, what do we look at here, Joe?
Слышите? Все, говори, мама, говори, говори.
The version of murder is in Russia. Here, let me. I can't. I gotta change that so we can read it. Dang it.
Все, Наташа,
Why
вам
the
удачи
hell
с
is that
Богом,
doing
все
that?
хорошо. Все хорошо. Прощай.
We got to
Мама,
read that
потом
again.
обязательно с вами
I got to start it
свяжется,
over so we can
Наташа.
read it
Всё, он
because
сейчас жив,
we
здоров,
missed
с
it.
вами потом свяжется. Прощай.
Do we have any Russian translators in the house?
Наташ, всё,
All right, so
Наташ,
it's going to interpret it. Hold up a second.
Все, говори, мама, говори, говори.
Version emerged and the Russian soldiers are being given food and tea by Ukrainians. I'll be damned. So they're pretty much starving.
Все,
Putin did not have a contingency
вам
plan at all.
удачи с Богом, все хорошо.
His operations are failing. He's doing what Hitler did. He's making them do this crap.
Он сейчас жив, здоров, с вами потом свяжется. Прощай.
So this is Ukrainians feeding Russian soldiers, guys. Awesome. Wow. That's it's unreal. All right, go back to get rid of that. Boom. Joe, do you want to come up and put some substance to that? You're more than welcome. I think it's back there. I know I agree. People hater, blah blah blah. Let's see. This didn't go on. Okay. Yep. Just catching up with the chat here, guys. If you ain't got strong, you won't. Nobody. I sent 3 videos. Oh, okay. Let's see. I didn't know you sent 3. So let me go back and look. I thought it kept like, thought I'd seen something different, but no, that explains that. All right. So, why isn't that? Oh, I get it. All right, maybe if I. Huh. That's weird. Get up there.
Кто, какая часть, зачем пришел?
25-я бригада, войсковая часть 75,
Military.
75-242, войсковая часть 25.
Military 14.
Зачем прибыл? С какой целью?
Why do you come here? What the
Прибыли
purpose?
на учение.
Because military exercises we lie to, and now I am here.
Ну, так вот оказалось, что теперь я здесь.
Ooh, let me get rid of that. You guys can't read it. Shoot.
Говорили, что прибыли на учение.
Get out of there.
В итоге, когда уже закинули на передовую,
I'm gonna have to start over because you guys wasn't able to read it.
хотел идти. Ну, какая часть, зачем пришел?
So this is a Russian that's
Бригада, войсковая
captured.
часть
The military
75,
unit 75, 24-2,
войсковая часть
25th
25-я бригада.
British.
Зачем прибыл? С какой целью?
Why do you come here? For what purpose? Who sent you? The military exercises, but we were lied to. And so now I'm here. Oh my God. He's saying he was lied to.
Та же часть изначально говорили, что прибыли на учение. В итоге, когда
Wow.
уже закинули на передовую,
Well, that puts a different spin on things. The result of we are already into the front.
Но
No one wanted to go, but we will make enemies of people. And since wartime, you know, like the common folder through the people, at least one of our units do not want. They just want to go home. So they're introducing themselves here.
Водитель.
Yeah, they're saying they just want peace and want to go home.
Там нормально все.
Yeah. Vehicle said the exercise was deceived and abandoned. Now, see, that's why that it stalled out. They wasn't prepared for
Номер
this.
части
Same unit,
повторяемый.
same brigade. Repeat the number of the military. I don't remember now. It just
Недавно?
arrived recently.
Резервист?
Oh, recently resumption
Резервист,
from
да?
the
По
reserves. Yeah.
резерву, да? Ничего. Зачем
Yes.
прибыл?
Wow.
Тоже на учение?
Did you come also? The
А
exercises,
когда
but
прибыл? Сколько
turned
дней назад?
into. So basically, what he's saying is, what I'm
Недели
getting
две
so
назад,
far,
да?
you guys, out of this video, is that these Russians are basically saying we were told that it was a military exercise, and then it would turn into a war. Ain't that a bitch? Imagine that. Imagine our president sending us out to do military exercises, and then all of a sudden we invade a Canada. Imagine that, and didn't even know. So basically, that's the gist of what they're saying here.
Yeah, and then you're going to be a traitor if you say anything else.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, thanks
So
for having me up on panel. Enjoy our conversation, Wolverine, and I'll come back. I'll come back later soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And you're
Have a good day.
everyone's welcome. Hey, y'all smash that thumbs up for Wolverine. Give the channel
Hey, thank
support. All right, you're welcome. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed, even to your sock accounts.
You guys
Subscribe.
put a Peaches. I think they put you in here a couple times, but go ahead and put her again.
Yeah.
Whoever's got I don't know who has a wrench in here anymore. I know
Yeah,
Brian does and Jonathan.
Everyone's welcome to my channel. Y'all take care. See you,
All right,
Exile.
I think there's one
Later,
more video
Peachy.
here.
Yeah, I gotta get dinner started.
Copy that. Sounds good. I think there's another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it from the chat. I'm gonna watch it from the chat. StreamYard is draining the hell out my battery. All right.
All right, bro. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Now, let's see. Joe sent me 3. Wow, just when you think you know something. See, guys? See that? We don't know shit, man. There were some people's realities, man. That's some Hitler shit, y'all. Straight up.
How you going, you big bloody beautiful bastard?
Hitler shit right here. Forced into shit like that, man. And man, I don't have the words, man. God, all I could say is God help them all, Jesus. God help them all. Wish there was a button I can push. Wish there was something I can do. Okay.
Ukraine, my country is currently under attack from Russia, and I ask for your help. You are a great influencer in the world. Debatable if I'm an influence, a bit of a dirty word. Anyway, no. Your humor has not once made my day better. I think he buggered up the wording there a little bit. My humor has made Olis's days better, is what he means. Nah, he does. In today, humor is one of the things that we need the most. Joke about us, joke about Russia, show people that this is a very big problem. Help us stop this stupid war. Regards, Oles. So I thought, why not fire up Zoom? I got another email from another bloke in Ukraine called Karilo, and I just thought, let's have a chat to these Ukrainian Aussie Man fans. And that's the video. So here it is. All right, so I'm joined with Oles, Nazar, Sophia, Karilo, and Aussie Man. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to throw out my first question to you, Oles. Have you and your friends and family expected this for some time from Russia, or more specifically from Vladimir Putin, that this military invasion shit would happen? But even so, how surprised and shocking has it been?
Wow.
You know, when you have a man like Putin controlling a whole country near you, availability of
thanks, AFE.
Always on horizon. But we was shocked as fuck because in Tuesday, I and Sophia, my coworker, we wanted to go to Bukovel. It's like the biggest ski resort in Ukraine. and we wanted to have fun with our team, go for team building, skiing, skating, drinking, and do a lot of fun stuff. And I was sleeping on 24th of February, and my team lead called me and said, shit got started, and I was in shock because I look up the window, I hear war sirens.
Wow.
I hear that people start running, and the first day was just madness. And until this day, I can believe that this shit got started because it's like a bad
Grab me a
dream
6-pack of Hershey.
for me. I live in Bukhevets,
Come,
30
I'll pay you back.
kilometers from Kiev, and it's relatively quiet and safe here. And I don't know how to imagine that 50, 60 kilometers from me, people got hit by air missiles, and a whole lot of infrastructure got destroyed. I don't know how to put this shit in my head, even today.
What about you, Nazar? How shocked and surprised have you been over the last week?
A lot, honestly. I mean, people have been always talking that the invasion is a possibility, but you never actually imagined that this would really happen. I mean, it's 2022. Invasion, as I was thinking, is a thing of the past. There is no real reason to invade. I mean, I always was imagining that the invasion was always an empty political threat rather than something that could be a reality. So when on 5 or 6 a.m. the explosion went all over the city, we were pretty shocked. Honestly, we wasn't expecting something like this.
Rilo, how about yourself, mate?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, my wife woke me up this morning, 5 a.m., and she told me there is explosion outside, and I was so sleep deprived that I said,
Wow.
"Is it the reason that you woke me up? Let's go sleep further." Yeah, you know, it was kind of big shock for me. I don't know. We immediately took everything that we have. That means we have a dog. We took our dog, bring it to our vehicle, and went away because it was really shocking. My wife was terrified. I don't know. She was so scared in the moment that I decided that we had to move outside from Kiev in that morning.
Yeah. And Sophia, how shocked and surprised have you been? You were planning that skiing trip with Oles, was that right?
Yeah, the same as Celeste told. So I was sleeping at night, and somewhere about like 5:30, my our CEO called me. I hadn't her phone like recorded on my phone, so I thought like who is calling? Probably our Kyivstar. It's one of our operators, cell phone operators, something like that. I didn't pick up, and my husband, he was sleeping nearby. He just got into internet and told me like probably everything started. Then I called back to my CEO. She told me, Sophia, like we have the army all over Ukraine, like Russian guys and everything. So let's grab all the stuff. Let's gather at the office like in like 2 hours. Don't run anywhere so far because we don't know if it's safe or not. And afterwards, somewhere near to dinner time, we realized that if you can go out from Kiev and proceed with everything, like with this info war and supporting everyone in Ukraine outside of Kiev, so it's probably better to go if you have some, I don't know, old grandparents or a lot of dogs that you cannot just move from Kiev easily. So you should stay at home, don't go out, and afterwards, like, happened what happened. So I will tell about it later.
I've seen lots of footage with Russian soldiers where it seems morale and fighting spirit is low. They've been deceived or tricked into going into war.
Наша часть изначально говорили, что прибыли на учения. В итоге, когда уже закинули на передовую, люди все были деморализованы, и никто не хотел идти. Но сказали, будете врагами народа. А так это военное время, то вообще можете быть, но расстрелянными.
Is that the feeling that you guys get over there as well? That there's even a lot of soldiers that don't want to be there, or it just feels like constant aggression?
I can believe in this kind of stuff because the main answer for our warriors when they keep some Russian soldier into their hands, it's we don't know where we are. We thought they will go to military educational programs. We don't know where we are. We don't know what we're doing.
Посадили, сказали, учения, все там нормально, все как бы будет. Ну, мы не знали, что пока мы ничего не хотели.
And Russians, what they have? They went to another country. They not at their homes. That they not saving lives. They taking lives. So I think it's real that our warriors is at highest of heights, and their warriors is at lowest of lows. I think that this kind of stuff is real.
Yeah, and I wanted to add, so everyone in Ukraine, I guess everyone from the east to west, everyone is united, starting from children to to old people. Everyone want to go to the army. No, not anyone is accepted because you need to have this history in military forces or so on. But everyone tries to help as much as they can. So we as a IT company are like info attacking, messaging all like everyone. So we are doing this info war, and besides we are helping as volunteers. We are sending money. We are preparing all the stuff for these refugees from East. So we are doing our best, and I guess everyone is united. I haven't seen such united Ukrainians so far. So it's miracle. And comparing to Russians, they are stupid. They are in their stupid TV channels. They don't believe what is broadcasting to them. I have friends who have relatives in Russians who call them and tell, like, can you believe me? It's not like you said, you are being said, it's different. And they don't believe, they just don't believe their relatives. They say, no, they are killing you. They are killing you in your countries, and you cannot persuade these people.
I know for sure that we have never taken any aggressive actions. Never. Russia is only defending itself.
The fault lies with Ukrainian politicians. Vladimir Putin is doing what he can to help out.
How many of you guys have Russian friends?
I think all of us. Maybe not
probably all
close
of us.
friends. Yeah, but people with whom we were gaming. A lot of my gaming friends are from Russia, from Siberia, and from Azerbaijan. We have many friends who lived here and go out to Moscow or to St. Petersburg to Russia, and we all know Russian language and at a pretty high level. We can speak it fluidly. We have no problems with Russian, but they have problems with us.
And you think that is in the soldiers and the military as well? Like the script they're saying that they don't know why they're here is bullshit?
Well, let me add my bit. So morale-wise, I think that's actually true. So before saying about the morale of Russians, I'd like to emphasize that yes, indeed, we have a very high morale in Ukrainian forces. By the way, I'm in Kyiv right now. I haven't moved anywhere, so I am in the city. If you go and try to be a volunteer, if you want to be a military volunteer, they will say that we are full. Just go home. We don't need anybody. So we got a lot of volunteers, more than we need actually. If you want to donate the blood, they will say that, you know what, we have enough blood. Please go. We can have your number, but go home. We have enough blood. So we got enough of volunteer initiatives in the city. Everybody is helping. Every entrepreneur is preparing foods, delivering everything. So morale-wise, we're ready to fight. Everything is fine. We have something to fight for, so that's why the morale is high. If we're talking about Russians, on the other hand, I don't see any reasons why they be there. You're invading a country that used to be friendly country to you not so long ago. So honestly, invading such country is a pretty shitty way to die. So I don't see why their morale should be high. I'm hearing those footages that those soldiers don't know where they're going. I don't exactly know whether that's true, to be honest. It doesn't make sense to me how you can go and shoot someone and just don't understand what you're doing. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know, honestly. I don't see any reason why they should be they should have high morale. They should be demoralized. They should drop their weapons. They should go home.
Yeah, on the flip side, we are seeing that down here too, that the Ukrainian army and the civilians' morale is very high. And how much do you guys credit that to leadership as well with President Zelensky? Karilo, maybe you take this one first.
You know, Russian propaganda right now trying to say about Zelensky that he's comedian and he can't do any. But so far, as I know, USA government provided him possibility to leave the Kiev to continue his work abroad. So far, Zelensky pretty okay. He's standing by. He's standing in Ukraine. He's staying in Kiev. He helping people. He connecting with other presidents.
Всім добрий вечір. Лідер фракції тут, голова Офісу президента тут, прем'єр-міністр Шмигаль тут, Подоляк тут, президент тут.
You know, I didn't vote for him on the last elections, but still he's my president right now, and he's doing his best. I think Zelensky is doing good right now.
How meaningful was it for you guys that he didn't leave the country? Because I think everywhere in the world, we're quite conditioned to seeing leaders fuck off, but he stayed.
Oh yeah, that was huge. I mean, honestly, morale-wise, that was amazing. Huge props to him. He's basically the face of the country right now. So if he flees, the army would surrender. I think it shows that he has some principles to live by, not just political career. And this is great. So props to him.
I didn't vote for him either, but nowadays he became a great symbol of our hope. And yeah, he, our president, he done a really good job for these few days. But only thing that I cannot, that even if he would be removed or something in some unfortunate events, I hope that it will not go that way. That Ukraine will not stop. We will fight for our land to our last breath.
I do have to ask, did you guys know how to make Molotov cocktails over a week ago, or have you now learnt within a week?
I think in a week.
That's exactly how you described it. Yeah, I had no idea. Now I do. I haven't made one myself still, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I've seen that footage out on the street. Just it's almost like a market of Molotov cocktails. So
I donated a lot of glass bottles.
Damn it, man! Look at all the Molotov cocktails.
Now I have a
Holy
big
crap.
Portion of glass bottles in back of my car, because when we was hiding gas station and removing road signs near my house, we gathered a lot of glass that was laying around in the woods. So we make our country cleaner and also prepare a lot of Banderian smoothie. It's like Molotov cocktail nowadays in Ukraine is Banderian smoothie.
Banderian smoothie?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our West hero of the Western Ukraine, Stepan Bandera. So they call this for his name, Banderian smoothie. Also about the Molotov cocktails, I heard about the story in the Kiev, in big beer shop. You know, our country, a lot of people who don't hesitate to drink few beers. But when everything started, these big beer shops, they were sitting and splitting out all the beer from the bottles to empty they out for Molotov cocktails. No one drinking.
You guys have had to throw away your beer.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Yep.
Fucking. Now I'm angry. No. I was already angry, trust me. Yeah.
Just to give a little more context to this, guys, understand that these are human beings on each side of the border. You got some Russians and you got some Ukrainians here, and they're gamers and they're online and they're talking back and forth and like, wow. And imagine being in that position and imagine talking about imagine being on the side where your countrymen are invading your friend's country. And then be on the other side of it. Imagine your friend that's getting invaded by your country. I mean, God, can you imagine that? Can you imagine the mixed feelings and the paradox feeling you'd feel on that? That is just unfreaking real, man. I give it to these guys. This should be mainstream. This should be put on every channel in the world. People need to see this because this is what unites people. This is the reality behind it. They need to see these soldiers being fed by the people that they're there to kill, that they didn't even know that they were there to kill because they were told it was a military exercise that turned into a war, that literally put propaganda down here and made these people think, made these Russian soldiers think that Nazi Germany is using these people and invaded them, and that they're using them as human shields. Can you imagine that shit? Because that's the reality of that, man. But these, in my opinion, because our media, ladies and gentlemen, our media is so sold out. They are so sold out that none of them will put this on Front Street. Maybe Tucker Carlson tonight. I don't know. If I think he's the man I think he is, I think he'll show some of these German soldiers being fed. I think we're going to see that. I do. But if he doesn't, it don't surprise me because the networks are the networks and they're the ones running the show. You know? All right, I'm going to go ahead and push play.
And do you guys think that the protests and the sanctions from all the other countries will put an end to this, or do you just have a perspective where it's like it's going to get more and more brutal?
I mean, for me, honestly, I think the Putin and his elites were prepared for this, and I think they don't give a shit. I mean, they do give a shit, but they're prepared to go through with it. But I still think that's important because it puts pressure on them. And I believe that now it puts essentially the ball into hands of the Russian people. They see what's happening. They see that this shit influences their lives in a negative way. So I honestly wish that like Western nations and NATO specifically would do more. They would help us a little bit more, but still this is a good start. And I'm glad that this is happening. I think it's helping, but in a slightly different way.
And I want to add, I think sanction will work, but in long perspective. And when you have like madman like Putin in front of this shit, you even don't know what to expect. But nowadays, the main perspective, for example, of my action is to. It's a little bit extreme, but I want to isolate Russian people from goods they have in their life. For example, Spotify, Steam, Battle.net, some gaming services, because a lot of Russian people are now sitting in their home. They don't watch TV, they don't watch news, they don't read Western press, they don't care. And when they will not have things they used to have in their life, they will, I think, maybe they will start riots. And God know how we need these riots all around Russia, because we know at war, and we know in our hearts that not all Russians are our enemy. But because of this pain, because of this hate, we now in war with all Russians who don't support us.
Yeah, you were talking a lot earlier, Sophia, about information and the information side of the war as well. Like, how important do you guys think that that technology and your phones and filming everything and communication? How important do you think that is at the moment?
The technology really works here. Thanks God we have internet. Thank God we have all the connections we had to this time, so we can broadcast it all over the world. Of course, like at the same time, Russians had the same channels, they had the same broadcastings, but from different side. They are manipulating people, but by showing that everything happening here is is being done from their side, that we are running, that we are leaving our cities and going to Russia and so on. So far we are fighting with all these Russians false news and everything. So we are filming, we are sending to all bloggers, to all friends, to press all over the world, real videos. A lot of friends, my friends from from such countries as Colombia, Ecuador, Ireland, America, and so on, they are writing me like, Sophia, how is everything there? Where can I see all the truth news and so on? I'm sending, first of all, I'm sending a real trusted channels to them. I'm sending all this sources where they can help us financially, where they can help us in information like technology, by technology means and so on. So now it is really how to say, it's really good that we still have this connection and we can broadcast everything to the world, because Russians, they do everything upside down. They show to their people, the world don't believe them, that's for sure.
Mr. Sergei Lavrov, Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. You have the floor, Excellency.
About the information, I think this was the biggest mistake of Vladimir Putin, because he looks like he still live in USSR times. He still have these wired phones and so on, and he didn't understood that sending troops in our country without phones, because a lot of them haven't phones. Even those who were surrounding troops, they don't have any phones. They ask to call their parents in Russia to say them that they are here. So yeah, I think that was the biggest mistake of Vladimir Putin, that he didn't cancel in any way the information spreading inside of Ukraine and outside of it, because we have channels of internet and we can connect all over the world and say them what's happening in reality here. That's why I think information in the biggest way saves us. Spreading information.
Yeah, I think the speed at which the rest of the world was able to start seeing imagery was amazing.
Пришли на нашу землю. Какого хера вы пришли с оружием к нам?
The best joke that we have is like Granny from east of Ukraine going to Russian armies, to Russian soldier, and saying, "Put sunflower seeds in your pocket, because when you will die, the sunflower will grow from our land."
It seems like a lot of Ukrainians are heading over to Romania and Poland. And what are you guys going to do? Are you staying? Are you leaving? For the blokes here, you have to stay as well, or what are your plans?
So for me personally, I'm in Kiev. It's getting pretty dark. It's getting pretty scary. And honestly, probably leaving was was a good idea at the beginning, but as of right now, it's very dangerous. So it's if you want to leave the city, you have to be prepared that you need to spend several days on the road without any guarantees that there would be any places to stay in the place that you're going to. So again, I think that leaving at this point is very dangerous. So I'm inclined to stay until the very end, I think.
А папу оставили в Киеве. И папа будет продавать что-то, будет помогать нашим героям, нашим войскам будет помогать, может даже будет воевать.
Yeah, I'm living in Obuchiv, it's like 30 kilometers from Kiev, and Obuchiv is a very strange place because all town like this all around Kiev is under attack, and we are like a little shithole with we very favor for toilet paper. It's like a joke that Obuchiv has the biggest production of toilet paper in Ukraine. So Russian don't attack us because they need it to. But if I been serious, I even don't know because I have had a lot of opportunities to evacuate to West. I have family in Lviv. I have friends in Khmelnytskyi Oblast, and they're waiting for me. But I am staying here because I have family. I have a granny here. She can move right now, and I think that I need to be here to fight my own war against Russian.
Yeah, you know, we decided to move, but we are not so far from the center of Ukraine right now. And after a lot of discussion about what we're gonna do next, I decided that in the worst situation, I will take my wife to the Polish border, and after that, I will return and try to join our troops. Right now, I praying that everything gonna be done by our professional military forces, and I'm as well trying to help our country in other ways, in donations, information spreading, DDoS attacks as well. So in the very end, if it will be a situation that I should leave my own country or I could fight against Russian troops and so on, fair dinkum, I will fight against them.
Fair dinkum, fair dinkum. Oh man. And Sophia, what are your plans? I'm realizing it's a stupid question as I've said it out loud.
I'm sorry. Can I touch on one topic before I leave, because we got missile alarms here, and I'll be off. So I'd also like to tell that to everybody who's wondering how we are living in the city. So if you're looking at this call, you can think that you're living pretty chill. I mean, I'm sitting in my place, I could probably work, but it's not exactly like that. I mean, there are constant explosions that you can hear from the outside. There are missile alarms that goes every couple of hours, and when it does, you need to hide. So this is what exactly I'm going to do in a couple of minutes. And you can't ignore them, because we had incidents where the missiles have hit civilian houses where people died. So yeah, if you ignore it, you're gonna die. So that's pretty scary stuff. And those alarms could go at any time of day. It could be morning, day, night. So
all right.
So yeah,
Thanks, God.
scary
Thanks,
stuff.
God. Nice to meet you, Nazar. And
It was nice seeing you. I gotta run. Bye.
Yeah. See that, guys? See that, guys, man? I mean, we just seen both sides of the fence in that. We've seen Russians and Ukrainians literally kicking it like we are, getting along, and cannot believe the actions of that dictator over there. We're watching Russian soldiers being fed by the Ukrainian people. We're watching them admit that they were on a military exercise in the first 2 weeks of it, and then told that the Nazis were using Ukrainian people as targets and shields, and that they had to go in there with the little bit of gas that they had left. That's why they were running out of gas and all that. That's crazy, man. So I'm gonna read some chat. Problem is, Spooky, press on the free is information overload. How much can we observe and deal with any of this time? Tomorrow will be something else to distract us from the day before. Yep, good point. Don't overload is not healthy, or your mind, all in moderation, and try to find an objective and realization assessment. Yeah. No point in running around consistently putting out small fires and then find out the fire starters and put them out permanently. Yeah. At Spooky on free true. That's why I need common denominator to keep the same line and the simple page in the same book. Yeah. Spooky. The internet is a small bird. I've been saying it a couple of years. I fear the young ones who have all this information at the tip of their fingers. After all, will be those young ones in the near future. AFE, true, who will act upon it? Yep, we need to educate the further generations and wake up. I think the government has beaten us to it, and look at the midst of those, the types of no ways and don't know whether they're coming or going. Yep. Effie, true, we can only hope most to see enough the bullshit and have enough sense. I am an optimist. I'm down with that. Well, guys, we see what's going on here, and we got a different point of view now. And I don't know, maybe something good can come out of all this evil. Maybe the planet can come together and figure out what we could do with the Eastern Hemisphere. You know, we got billions of people besides the people over there that are watching them. And what are we doing? We're spectating. The freest country in the world, just a month before this happened, is taking budgets out of our military and redirecting it somewhere else. Why? Makes you think. We could sit here and point fingers, but the actions themselves are provocative. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and cut this live, man. And I just, if you got a prayer in your heart, in your belief system, and if you believe in prayer, I pray to Jesus. I believe in him. And I think if we was to keep that prayer in our heart, I think we can come to a common denominator where hopefully God could deal with that man. Because remember this, God hardened and softened Pharaoh's heart when it came to the Egyptians and the Israelites. Sometimes this is just the voice of God playing out his hand, because man has to be held accountable, and there's got to be an end to it. Just like there's a beginning, there's an end. And I say this to anybody listening, man. No, when you look up and you see the abyss out there in the stars, No, that's a creation right there, man. Just didn't come together. It just didn't come. We just didn't put ourselves together like robots and stuff. It's been created. There was some thought and some imagination and some art put together to make that happen. All right, guys. Have a good day. God bless. I'm back quiet reading the mail.